Oh,
now we're back.
Unclick that.
We're back. We're in for the first time.
All right.
All right, we're on.
Let me run back over here. Okay.
5, 4, 3.
Yeah, okay, so anyway, hey, welcome everybody to Awesome Talk, Season 9, Episode 10 on April 10th, 2018. Welcome to the show tonight, man. This is a whole other Awesome Talk.
This will work. This is next level shit.
Yeah, this is
It's called evolution.
Yeah, we've whether or not we've raised the bar, we've yet to see, but we're trying. I mean, let's face it, the bar is always a little weird.
It's always crooked. That's the problem. You never know. Is it you aim for the high side, the low side?
Yeah, I just gotta feel like it's a ramp, depending on how you
more or
look at
less.
it.
Yeah.
It's either a ramp or an
quarter
incline.
pipe.
Yeah. Well, anyway, welcome to the show tonight. We have a great show. We have special guests here tonight. First off, I want to thank Hatim for being here tonight. We're gonna have it here for Hatim.
Absolutely.
I want to hear it for Stones over here on sound
Yeah,
tonight.
buddy.
For filling in tonight. Okay.
You don't have to get crazy with the applause.
Yeah. The Stones is here.
I don't know. I think I was pretty mediocre with mine.
And I want to hear it for our special guest tonight, bodybuilder extraordinaire Eric Stevens.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Just for you, sir.
Yeah. So tonight, we're going to talk some shit, which was what we typically do. Hopefully people are out there. Hey, what's up, man? J630 Productions is in the chat room already. Sorry.
Dyslexic bastard.
Hold on a minute. I have a whole other feed going on here, so this shit... Oh, but hey, what's up? Ray Beats is in the other chat room.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, what's up, man? Okay, so this chat room's going on left and right
We
here.
got the face bizzle.
So people are watching, things are going on, things are happening, Ryan, right? So tonight, our content...
That happens.
We also have Ray Beats was here recently. He performed. We're going to show that tonight.
Yes.
Team Rock Cassette was here recently. They performed. They're going to be on
fellas.
tonight. Got some Ice in the Face going on tonight and all kinds of other weird shits all mixed in there. Okay, so stick for that. So before I jump into the first topic, which I really am excited to jump into,
Oh boy.
I want to do a classic around the bar.
Oh.
And that's basically where we just introduce ourselves and something about ourselves. I'm your host, Rick.
I'm Ryan, the bringer of all the evils.
I am Hatim, the guy who fights the power.
Goddamn right you did. I'm pretty sure I fight the power.
I don't have a stupid tagline.
Now you do.
I'm Eric. I love metal.
Fuck yeah.
Stone.
Oh, I'm supposed to, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to put
There's actually a camera you can point at your face.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
called the
good.
Skype. Probably for the better Stones, probably for the better.
It's still not me on that camera.
So can we just talk for a minute?
Stones is just a cardboard.
You're
cutout
leaning
of a
forward.
man.
If you lean back and sit up, you'd be on camera. Sort of.
God, I'll bet it's so much better now.
Right-handed.
Yeah. So can we just talk for a minute, please, about what the fuck Conor McGregor did recently?
I love it.
What I love is that everybody in this room had a reaction, which means everybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
More or less. I'm still kind of hazy. I didn't follow much detail-wise. I mean, I got, you heard Dana White, which was like the initial Dana White comments. I didn't know anything happened. I just saw like Dana White on the internet going, "I'm done with Conor McGregor," and I'm like, whoa. Stop fucking lying, first off. You know what I mean? Like, that guy has made you so much goddamn money. I swear to God, dude. Like, so I don't believe that, and I'm sure he's gonna backtrack if he hasn't already.
Yeah, but he almost messed up their pay-per-view too.
Yeah. Oh no. And then
Three fights.
Yeah. No. So and I thought that has a lot more to do with the outrage than anything else. But I mean,
That's the only only reason there's outrage.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
that's one reason.
One.
The other reason is because he wanted to distance himself when the lawsuits come through, which
Yes.
they will.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
And as he
Yeah.
absolutely should.
Absolutely.
As he absolutely should. Dude, Dana White's
Wow.
a businessman, all right?
Sure.
I don't, he should have no loyalties to any. And it's what he
But-
did is the right thing.
but-
Absolutely the right thing to do as a management. And he's not the owner. You got to remember that, too. He is not the owner of the UFC.
Fair enough.
He
Fair enough.
has superiors that he has to answer to as little
But right
as
now,
may
right
or
now,
may not have to
let's
answer
be
to
honest.
them.
Right now, who are the real golden gooses, the golden geese for the UFC right now?
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
Cyborg.
Well, look, no offense to any of the champions out there, but this is the most boring ass list of champions I've ever fucking seen in the history of the UFC. Like, there was a time where it was like John Jones, Anderson
Yeah,
Silva.
but do you really want it to be the fucking wrestling? Because that's like you're teetering on the edge
question.
here.
Go-
Like
hold on,
I want them to have
he's doing a
personality,
second.
just
Yeah.
not so much that it seems fake. Like, why is everyone buying Conor McGregor? You don't think that he's playing a fucking character every time he walks in
Ooh.
front
No,
of
he
a stupid
absolutely is.
camera?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He clearly is.
Yeah. Go ahead. What were you say?
The thing is with Conor McGregor, it's not just that he's a fighter. And if you look at any of the other fighters, people show up to these events, people watch the fights to see fighters fight.
Sure.
The thing with Conor, the impact, because that's what it is. He has so much impact.
So much.
It's not that he has fans. He has a whole fucking country.
Oh, he's an
Yeah,
army.
but
Yeah,
behind
man.
him.
Yeah, you're right, dude.
Like
dude,
He's
yeah.
like Tupac.
Irish,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
He has. It's power. He's a lot of power.
What he did, and I don't say this with any disrespect because I'm a poor person and I've been a poor person for a long time, but he reminds me of a poor person who has money.
Yes.
Yes.
He was
That's
like,
exactly
you know what I would do in this situation? I'd fly 20 of my friends out here to fuck you up. And he's like,
Hey,
oh,
goddamn well,
I
he did it.
can do
He
that.
did.
Why
man.
don't you recap for everybody
Yep.
what actually the deal? Are you familiar with
As
the
best
backstory?
as I know it.
Okay.
As best as I know it, he had beef with somebody, but I don't know who. Now I don't know the
it's
part.
even worse.
No,
One
okay.
of his friends, who was also in his camp.
What was his
Had
name?
a problem.
Khabib or Khabib?
Khabib.
Khabib. That's it.
Yeah.
But Khabib, yeah.
I saw him fight the other night. He
Well-
ended up fighting. He ended up winning. I think.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
champ now, and that's
Yeah.
and of course
yeah.
the first thing he says is, "Well, now I want Conor McGregor," which is of course,
God, the marketing.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You
yeah.
gotta
That's what
stand
it all
in
comes
awe.
down to.
Well, he said-
All I have to say is
GSP.
maybe this
Yeah.
is
He said
all-
GSP, and then he was like, "No, I want Conor."
Yeah.
All right, maybe he's pissed off, but give me a break, dude. Dana White heard that and he went back to his room and he fucking threw himself a little party because of the amount of money he just.
Oh, are you
made
kidding?
in
I gotta be
future.
honest. I
You
wonder.
Like this whole thing is just so perfectly ended that way. Give me a break.
I always wonder with Dana White. I'm like, how much of this is an act and how much is because he's
Everything.
gotta love this. Like,
He's
like,
such a slimy shitbag.
hold on, Hudson trying to interject. Go ahead.
Yeah, so when I first heard, oh, Conor McGregor showed up and messed up the press, whatever, I was like, nah, bullshit. And then I saw the video, and I said, okay, even if they had planned him to, come in and cause a scene,
Right.
they didn't plan for him to come in there and mess up 3 fights and injure some of the fighters.
And throw a fucking
Dude,
dog
one of the
through a
fighters
glass
got glass
window.
in
That
both of his
that
He
was
had
that was next
corneal
level.
abrasions.
Yeah.
In both?
It's just
Like,
like, I
oh,
didn't know what
yeah,
that
yeah.
was
Yeah,
until
man.
I saw it.
Glass
I
and
think
metal in the
It's
eyes.
hard to be an MMA
That's-
fighter who
that's
makes
legit.
money.
That's
Like, you
legit
can't
injury.
see.
Yes.
That's a
Hard.
legit injury.
And
Yeah,
I think
man.
that's, to me, it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So Dana White pretends he had no idea that Conor was showing up. I don't believe that. I
Interesting.
think he wanted him to show up to stir up something
Well,
for because there was a pay-per-view coming up on Saturday.
and I
Wait,
agree.
let him
no,
finish. Let
I
him
know,
finish.
he's
'cause
right.
I hear you
I
too.
know, but I'm
but
just
wait, hold on, let him
addendum to
finish.
that.
But because Conor has that silly back-asswards mentality, he showed up and really caused.
Yeah, he wasn't wrestling.
Yeah.
He came to fucking
Yeah, he
fight
came to fuck
somebody on
somebody
the
up.
street.
Yeah,
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 like
yeah.
when you call, like if you're dancing around and everybody's playing a part, that's fine until somebody calls a real dog over and then shit gets violent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right,
and that
right.
tends to happen sometimes when you egg somebody up.
Yeah.
But that's why I kind of agree with that is because of Dana White a little bit. Is because that dude Khabib went up to somebody on Connor's team a couple days prior at a hotel next to the venue.
Right.
They surrounded him and like bitch slapped the dude and tried to pick a fight with him. Where were your sanctions and you can't do that. You can't lay hands on this man.
Yep.
You have a contract to fight a fight. What if he fucking slapped him and hit him in the eye
Right.
and half blinded him?
Yeah.
How come there was no fucking action
Right.
taken against
Interesting.
Khabib for doing that? But Conor McGregor shows up in his fucking whirlwind saying he tried to have the carnival,
Right, he
and
wanted
he
to be
didn't
Don
he
King.
didn't count on Conor McGregor being the real fucking thing and showing up and actually being a
Good point.
badass
Good point.
Yeah.
who was willing to fight for one of his friends, you know?
And McGregor is a badass.
He is.
Dude, you
Hands
can't
down.
deny it, you know? Say what you
The
want
dude
about
could
the
fight.
guy, man.
He could fight.
Yeah,
He
and I
could
think he
fight.
was, dude, I think what he did was dumb as shit considering where he's in life, the money he's got, what he stands to lose.
He just had a kid.
Yeah.
Baby.
You
But-
know what I mean?
but
yeah, it was not
He
a
can
smart
get
move,
away with
you
it.
know?
He can get away with it because he's the biggest
Oh, let's
money
get
maker,
away with
and
it,
he's
you know?
champion.
You
Yeah.
guys remember the shit that he was saying on stage with the
Oh,
Floyd
yeah.
Mayweather
Oh,
thing? I was like,
Mayweather.
holy
Oh,
shit!
my
God.
That was-
son,
I'm
no.
sorry, but I feel
Whoa,
like
it was
I
bad,
honestly
yeah.
feel
It was
like
dude,
I might have
that was
like
uncomfortable.
I'm like half joking about this one, but the fucking Mayweather stuff, like that all seems so staged
That-
from
oh, yeah.
beginning to end.
Oh,
When
but
he came,
you-
like
yeah.
I felt like he went backstage and Mayweather went backstage and they high fived and they're like, oh, good
Oh,
show.
probably
man."
did.
And then they
Probably
like
did.
went and
Tomorrow
watched,
I'm gonna
like,
say
and
that.
then
No,
they just
dude.
sat around watching like who's the boss and
That's
eating
the-
popcorn and all
Yeah.
that.
That's the
like,
hysterical thing about it. I don't know
They're
if anybody.
watching
I don't know if anybody.
DVDs of who the
Yeah.
the boss
Oh,
together
dude.
on the plane.
Dude, sidebar, like she hit the nail right on the head. I don't know if anybody heard about it, but they interviewed Mayweather about this whole thing
Right.
going down, and that's exactly what he said. He's like, yeah, we know me and Conor sold a fight to the world.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what, you know,
totally.
everybody loves that, and they
Totally.
enjoy it. And then the
what Conor
hysterical
does.
part,
Yeah.
no, but the hysterical part was that's exactly where Floyd Mayweather should have stopped fucking talking, because right after that he says, but what Conor needs to understand is outside the ring you need to carry yourself like a gentleman.
What?
And I'm just like,
Yeah, okay.
somebody, I would really love to get your wife's take on that. You know what I mean? Like,
Said the
holy
same thing.
fucking shit,
Yeah.
dude. Are you kidding me? The
Yeah.
guy, like,
Yeah.
this dude got into a fight with other fighters, like, and you're telling him, oh, that's not very gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like, knocking his fucking wife
Yeah,
out.
man,
Like,
yeah.
oh my
And I
god,
don't even know
dude,
what
are you
happened.
kidding me?
My buddy Damien, he runs his own dojo. You guys all know Damien.
Oh,
He
yeah,
runs his own
Damien,
dojo
yes.
called Right Fight Concepts.
Yeah.
And when that fight was going down, he was like, I'm just gonna go for Conor no matter what. He goes, because you just don't fucking hit your lady. You
Exactly,
just don't
yeah.
fucking do
Right.
it.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
You know
don't
what I
do
mean?
that. You don't do that.
And I didn't know that was the case, but I will say this for Mayweather, just in terms of the fight, he looked fucking damn good, dude.
He did.
At
Well,
40
no, he
fucking
postured
years
him,
old,
dude.
he
You know,
gives
hold
me
on.
As
hope.
a, in a
was
boxing
like-
ring?
No.
Like, I just turned
Just
39.
Dude, he's technical, absolutely.
And I'm like,
Here's
damn,
my
that's
problem
what
with-
you could be. He doesn't look.
He knows.
The only
No,
thing that looks
dude.
40 about him is just the pain in his eyes of being alive for 40
Again, just like
Oh,
yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm sure if you cracked open his skull, it'd look
Yeah.
pretty fucking 42
Yeah, right.
in
While
that
we're-
ring.
while we're talking about Mayweather, every
Yeah.
time someone mentions that he's the greatest pound for pound ever,
Oh, I don't know about pound for
it
pound,
drives me
but
crazy, and I'll tell you
no,
why.
yeah.
Because he dances.
He's a technician.
Yes.
That's
Because if you took
Okay.
any other great fighter, boxer, and put them in a ring with an MMA guy, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard, anybody,
Right.
they would knock them the F out within 30 seconds.
The boxer would knock the
Mike
MMA
Tyson
fighter.
would have knocked Lesnar
Man.
on his ass.
Let me tell you something.
You can't take an MMA
Mike
guy.
Tyson back in the day, young Mike Tyson.
Oh,
that was
Jesus,
like
he was
watching a
scary.
rabid
He
bulldog.
was
Scary.
scary.
Yeah.
Like, you
Scary.
thought every
Yeah.
time
Scary.
he hit somebody, you really thought that
He's-
was
he
going
was
to be the
gonna
time
die.
he killed
He's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
somebody.
gonna kill him. Yeah.
Like, it was a
but it
amazing
wasn't
he
just
never
a
did,
fight.
yeah.
It wasn't just a fight. It was that bulldog run out of the corner.
Oh,
toward
the
his
energy,
opponent.
dude. That
so
guy
it was
had
like,
an
how
unending
fast
tank.
can
Yeah.
I end this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and not only that too, but like when he would hit and they'd go down, you know, a lot of boxers and MMA, they do a little showboating afterwards.
Sure.
Tyson would just turn his head and go to his corner.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
he's like,
He was a machine.
Oh, that's it.
yes,
He's dead.
yes,
Yeah.
he was a machine.
Yes.
You know, there's
absolutely.
no showboat with him. He wanted to kill.
No, no, not
he
at
wanted
all.
to kill.
But even, or Roy Jones Jr. If you put Roy Jones in there with GSP or John Jones, I don't care how big you are, how great a fighter you are, you don't get enough. You can't say to a fighter, you can't fight anymore. You can only punch.
Right.
With a professional.
That was
boxer.
tough for Connor.
But
that was tough for
no,
Connor.
no,
man,
no,
because
no.
Connor was. He kept.
You can
yeah.
see
He
all
kept
the
trying to
times
wrap
he
him up.
gets
It was his
fucked up.
instinct, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's his
but-
instinct.
Now,
And I
wait,
felt
wait,
bad.
wait, I want him to finish
10
his statement.
rounds? Come on.
I felt bad. for
How do
Connor
you
on that
think?
one.
How do you think? Here's the thing. Okay, so let's talk about John Jones for just a second. I want to come back to John Jones for another reason, but my first reason is this: John Jones, when he went against Cormier, okay, John Jones was not
And he
notoriously
had like
good.
elephant testosterone coursing through
Well,
his
well,
blood.
that's the other conversation. Okay, but here's the thing: when John Jones went, Cormier is a good wrestler. He's even built like a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah,
wide,
dude.
stout stance.
Cor- I love
He's built like
Cormier,
a wrestler,
dude.
right? John Jones beat Cormier at wrestling, and Damien again said it best. He was like, dude, he was like, John Jones is one of the greatest fighters of all time. You know, he was like, you know why? I said, why? He goes, because he learned he learned like 30 years of wrestling by watching a few YouTube tutorials, and all of a sudden he just knew how to wrestle. And I wonder, like a fighter's instincts, okay? Like people are always teasing that Mayweather's going to go against McGregor in the
He
octagon.
would get his
If
Oh,
he
he'd
did,
get
how
fucked
much
up pretty
time would a
bad.
guy like Mayweather need
Like
before
30
he was prepped?
years,
Yes,
man.
because
Are you
here's the
kidding
difference.
me?
Do you
Here's the
think?
difference.
It's a different
That
level
would
of
never
punishment.
happen.
It's,
But does it have to do with
What
that
you're
killer
saying is you
instinct
could-
of being a
He
winner?
he would throw good punches and
Well,
be all floppy
it's-
everywhere.
but
else.
people
Like,
go,
he
John
would
Jones-
never
Mayweather
get-
could adapt to YouTube that quickly? Is that
no.
There you go.
I'll tell you the difference.
He's like, what's a YouTube?
My
What was it when 50 Cent called him out and he said that he would donate $1 million to
50
his,
Cent.
to the charity of his choice if he could read one page from any Harry Potter book? I was like, 50 Cent just won the internet for like the
Yeah.
next 10 years. Oh my
dude,
god,
he
that
really
is the
did.
funniest fucking shit I've ever
I want to
heard.
roll around. Everybody's got something to say. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, the difference is, with a boxer, someone who's been trained in boxing their entire lives, there's a certain technical side to it. You are used to not doing certain things. Like when you watch Conor go against him, you said it yourself. How many times did he pause because he wanted to backhand him or elbow him or
Yeah.
flip
Yeah,
him?
The
it's
elbow, I think, was,
different, yeah.
it was hard for him.
So
Yeah.
John
I'm-
Jones, as an MMA guy,
Yeah.
is used to the weird aspect of MMA where you have to look for a hit from everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Knees to the face, spin kicks, takedowns. Even though he didn't do it,
Oh my God, you just made me think of something. I'm sorry not to cut you off, but let me ask you guys something. If it had been John Jones in that ring with Mayweather, do you think he would have done better than McGregor?
No, I
well,
don't think
he's
so.
bigger, so yes.
Well, you mean longer reach?
Longer reach.
Dude, he's got fucking it's like an 83-inch reach.
I don't know.
Yeah,
though.
that's true.
That's
Like his arm span's like twice.
But that's
long.
but
Like, I
you're
think I have a
talking about
54-inch arm
but you're
span,
talking
man.
about you're talking about reach against the guy whose cornerstone is evasive action.
I'm talking about John Jones, steroids or not, might be the greatest fighter I've ever seen in my life. And I feel like he could adapt to fucking anything. I
I
feel
don't
like he could
know.
also.
Well,
In fact,
the weight thing, and he's too big.
Yeah, he's
for-
too
He
big.
couldn't
He's
fight.
too- no,
He'd
no,
have
you're
to
right,
cut
yeah.
first off.
You have to cut, right?
Like crazy.
I still think he'd win.
Yeah.
Still think he'd win.
I don't. I think that that's what
Because-
Look, I was pulling
but
for
see,
Conor
that's-
too, but that's the other thing too. It's just it's understanding the marathon versus the sprint. You know what I mean? I think that's what doomed Conor. It would doom
Because
most
think
people.
about it. Right.
If you
At the
step
end,
into
Conor
that
was just
world.
tired.
Conor
Well,
McGregor
the
is coming
endurance.
out with
Yeah.
these
You know,
oversized
he's
gloves he's
gassed.
never
He's
worn
gassed.
before,
Right.
trying to knock a guy out who has been punched by people who are just as you're not going to do it with strength. You have to outsmart him.
Yeah.
John Jones is not going to prove to be smarter
oh,
than him,
go ahead.
in my opinion. That's all, you know.
Like what we're saying about a boxer getting into a ring with an MMA fighter, and can they
Different,
adapt?
yes.
Can they
Yeah.
learn? It's like I played ice hockey. Okay, I
Yeah.
played ice hockey
Nice.
for like 6
Yes,
years.
sir.
It's right-handed,
Mhm.
and I'm like,
Right.
how long would it take me to play the same sport but left-handed?
Okay.
It would be so weird.
And your
just,
instincts still, like if you went into a game, that's the thing. You could.
But I know I need to do this.
You could train for
It's
all
just-
those years and all that, but when crunch time came down, there's one guy hanging off the back of you, and you have an open fucking shot. You're gonna think like a righty.
Yes.
You're gonna
Exactly.
absolutely think like a righty.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those
dude.
instincts-
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Instincts
they
take
play
over at a
huge role.
certain point,
Huge
and
role.
if you're an MMA guy. When it comes to crunch time, you're gonna do
Fight
something
or
that's
flight,
illegal
man.
in
Fight
the
or
fucking
flight.
boxing
Let me tell you
ring.
something.
Yeah.
To that end, I give Conor McGregor a lot of
A
credit.
lot of credit, dude. A lot of
because
credit.
he didn't fuck up much in that fight.
No.
He really didn't.
I thought he had a really good dude. If you call
So,
that a decision,
hold on.
you know, I mean,
Original question then, is his career fucked by what happened?
I don't think
No.
so. No, not at all.
I don't think in a fucking
Well, first
No.
off, I mean, his nothing should have much bearing on his life, considered he and Mayweather should both be fucking retired at this point. The money they made off of that.
Oh,
Fight.
it's
That fight
disgusting.
just felt
It's
like
disgusting.
Disgusting
That
money.
fight felt like
Dude.
if like a singer you like did a Pepsi commercial. Like you don't consider that song like part of their catalog.
it's like commercial
that
Yeah.
fighting, yeah.
That fight just felt
Yeah,
like a
it's
Pepsi
not-
Speaking of
commercial.
which,
It
the
didn't
night
seem
of
real.
that UFC
point.
fight that got fucked up because of McGregor, I believe, was also Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania
Yeah.
debut.
No,
okay.
it's the next day.
Was it the next
Yeah.
day?
The
All right.
fight, the
Freaking-
UFC was Saturday.
What do you think? What do you think? Of Ron- We've had conversations about her around the bar before.
Painful.
What do you think?
Listen, I get what she did for the UFC.
Sure.
I got what she did for the sport. I give her all the respect in the world.
Absolutely.
I didn't really like her.
Agreed.
Like her attitude
Agreed.
and that face, like,
That
stop.
face.
Stop. The smile, you know?
Yeah.
Life isn't that bad. And then, you know,
She got a
listen.
puss on her face.
Yeah, listen. You got fucking kicked in the head.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
and
Holly
then
Holm
it
could've
happened
stopped
and
that
then it
pretty
happened
fucking
again.
quick.
You were on top for so long.
Couldn't
All the
take it.
respect that people gave you, give it back. Go. You know
Yeah.
what?
Dude, that's
Yes,
what I keep
yes,
telling
I gotta
everybody.
own it.
Hold on,
You
Like-
gotta own
she's
it.
got to chime in here. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's the reason why I can't stand her is because
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
I
she
don't,
liked
I
putting
just,
me on it because I was a huge
well,
Ronda Rousey
Yeah,
fan.
and I said, dude, like a champion isn't just winning fights. Like a fucking champion
Right.
is okay.
And
with
the
being-
best
why-
example.
And my example is always the same one, which maybe it's funny now, but
Perfect.
it was when Conor lost and said
to Nick Diaz.
I got beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
I got
dude,
beat.
and-
I'll be
and
back.
Conor McGregor
everyone
went, I am
thought-
humble in victory, and I'm humble
And I
in loss.
said, that's if Ronda
true
Rousey,
champion.
and I was like, dude,
Yes.
if Ronda Rousey had fucking did that, she wouldn't have lost one
No.
fan.
And that's those are the
Nobody.
only.
She would
I would
still
have
be.
respected her more.
Those are the only
Imagine
fucking
it.
fighters.
If
Those are
she
the
just
only fucking
hid in
fighters
a
that I can't
fucking
stand. Is the people
hole
dude,
somewhere.
like, dude, you see people, especially guys like, dude, like, you know, we're not just because we share the last name, but like Frankie Edgar, dude, one of my fucking all-time favorites.
Oh,
Doesn't
great
bitch
guy.
about
Great
shit.
guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking complain. Just grinds. And even when he gets passed over, he should have had Conor before a lot of people
Yeah,
and
a
never
lot.
fucking
Yeah,
got
you're
it.
right.
A lot.
Still
You're right.
sitting there waiting.
You're totally
And
right.
dude, Cormier, you know what I mean? Like, had to go through so much bullshit
did.
with the John Jones fight, and even
You're
at
right.
the end of that, stood up with goddamn like tears welling up in his eyes, and he was like, "Nah, man, he beat me at my game. I gotta give him credit, you know."
No, he didn't. And that was the thing I wish I could have talked to Cormier that night. Because Cormier still will always have that empty part of himself as a champion because he didn't beat John Jones. And it's like, you know what, in my opinion,
He did, in my
John
opinion,
Jones
yeah.
didn't beat
You, yeah, he didn't take
Yeah, I
it from
agree.
you on the up and up. I
He didn't,
completely
man.
agree.
And like you have to accept the fact that this guy had to juice every fucking
Yeah.
time he faced you. So what does that say about you as a fucking
Like and you got to remember too, like, and my big thing about Rousey, it was a lot, and there's a lot of fucking fighters too that like piss me off about this too, especially with the braggadocious nature, is that it has a lot to do with there's no fucking bracket system. It's a lot to do with what Dana White decides
Yeah.
to throw your way.
You're right.
And he
Absolutely.
threw softballs at Ronda Rousey
Yep.
for 3 fucking
Really?
years,
You
bro.
think he should
I
change
think-
the softball?
3 years.
Not
And
every
one of the
fight.
best
Not every
things
fight.
I
about
thought
Ronda
Misha.
not being
I
bragged
thought
Whoa.
I thought Misha and her were pretty evenly matched, but after she got past, it's armbar. Like Misha got the armbar, right? So everybody,
Misha
what
got
happened?
the armbar once. It was
Really
a
bad. Yeah.
horrible.
But here's what happens. Same things like football, any other sport, right? Somebody sees your okay, you did it once, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. She got it to do it once to get in. She did it twice to become the undisputed champ against Misha. And then what happened after that? Never saw anybody even close to her skill set. ever again
No.
because everybody who could take her already knew she was a
But
one-no
to be
fucking pony.
fair-
Defend
to
the
be
armbar
fair,
and you got her. You
Ryan,
know?
to be
Yep.
fair, there weren't exactly a list of people qualified to
It's
go
Chris
against Ronda
Cyborg
Rousey.
was on that fucking list.
Cyborg was on the list, but I
Yeah,
gotta
she
tell you,
fought Cyborg.
No,
she did
not
not.
not when she was relevant. Not till after she got her head kicked in.
that's the fight everybody wanted.
Cyborg was barking
Yeah, dude,
for
that
it.
was
Everybody,
like-
they were still.
Everybody wanted
Cyborg
that
was still
fight.
part of an active band at that point.
Everybody wanted that fight in the same way they wanted the John Jones Anderson Silva fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
they
man.
wanted
Yep.
that.
Oh,
super
yeah,
fight.
in the
Could
worst
you
way.
imagine
Man,
if
that-
8 years ago that
But
fight
Dana
came
White's
out,
no
dude?
dummy. You don't shit
shit.
on the cash cow.
Right, and
You
Dana
do not
White.
shit on the
Dana
cash
White,
cow.
with all due respect to WrestleMania, Dana White learned some things from WrestleMania.
Oh, absolutely,
He
man.
looked at the
Dude,
way
he's
that organization was put together. He
abso-friggin-lutely.
said, "You know what? We can make this real with real blood
No, you know
and
what?
real everything."
And that's why I give Dana White credit. He's a muscular dude, you know. He's got experience. He's not like, look, I'm not calling him a fighter or anything, but he represents. He looks like the people he's representing a bit. He looks like he's a part of the
Dana
club.
White
You know what
looks
I'm saying?
like he owns a fucking casino somewhere.
Well, yeah, now he does. Now he does. But like
That
back
was
in the
good.
day,
That
back
was
in the
good.
day when it was coming up, Dana White was kind of the face of it. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure.
He did absolutely learn it. And you know what, dude? I gotta give him credit because a lot of people give him so much shit because they equate him to like every time he does something they don't like, it's like a fighter doing it.
Yeah.
He's not a fighter. He is the guy who's responsible for getting everybody max dollar. He is doing
Yep.
this to protect his fighters, to make sure everybody gets max fucking dollar.
Arguable.
And he's doing a good fucking job so
Arguable.
far.
Hold on. Well,
That's
I don't know.
the-
I
that's
don't know,
the
I don't know what
key.
it looks like, but it sounds like Ryan wants to fuck him.
Really? I didn't get that, but
You know, Dana White.
No, I gotta give him credit.
Dana White, if I ever
Handsome
saw a
man.
sweet ass.
He's a handsome
really?
man.
Take him to the
He's a
casino.
handsome fellow.
Oh, Mike, he's no you, Mike, but he'll do. No, I'm just saying, like everybody always tries to seem like when they criticize him, it's because they want to humanize him and make him one of the fighters, but he's not. He's like, think about
Businessman.
He's a
Right?
businessman, and
Oh,
I
oh.
think if that's your job, he's doing pretty fucking good, man. They blew up.
Hold on a
Everybody said
second.
they'd never be on, you know.
Yo, he is a good promoter, just like Rogan, but still, he got some shit with him. I'm not
Absolutely.
sure.
Dude, the best
Yeah.
thing about Rhonda
Sure.
not being around is not having to watch Joe Rogan try not to stare at her ass and tits anymore. Like, it was like...
Joe Rogan wanted to fuck
Oh,
Rhonda.
Like, it
yeah.
could have become a fucking...
Those eyes, man. Those
It
eyes.
could have become a drinking game. Like, did he look down? Okay, take a shot.
You know what I'm talking about?
Sometimes it's
By the
hot to wanna
curtain, he's
fuck
like,
a woman that can kill you. You know? But
Yeah.
Rogan, I love those videos of
I love
Rogan.
Rogan.
You ever seen it, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Rogan, where he can't keep the eyes off the fighter's ass, and he tries so hard. He's like,
But he does that little like.
he has that moment. Yeah. He's got that grin he can't fucking prevent, dude.
Well, you creep.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
He's fucking fun. I love that people zoom. Go ahead.
Dude, what about his other videos? What were those videos? All his sleeves.
Yeah.
What is it? Sativa? He would take or
Yes.
something. And like all his
Or
sleeves.
DMT.
Yeah,
DMT,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And-
Him and Duncan Trussell were recently on together talking about DMT and meditation and
Yeah, dude.
and they were talking about like
What is DMT?
okay, so
Oh, the
DMT.
God.
Dextromethorphan
Yeah, it's-
extract.
Yeah. So anyway, so you take
you
it.
ever see anybody drink a whole fucking shit ton of Robitussin to get fucked up? Well, that's when you add ammonia to the Robitussin and you extract the dextromethorphan.
Delicious.
Joe Rogan
This
did
all
so
sounds
much of it that
amazing.
he's convinced that he actually went to Mars.
Yes.
Didn't understand.
Yeah,
No, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that.
Well, we all share the same part. We all- we're all
Okay,
part
so
of the same
recently he was talking about taking ayahuasca. Okay, and he was
Good
saying
luck with that, dude.
he was saying that like so Duncan Trussell was like, dude. He was like, there are these videos on YouTube where you can watch tigers eat ayahuasca and they start tripping. And he goes, and they just do it in the wild. And he goes, but here's the thing about ayahuasca. He goes, I think when you take it, your consciousness goes somewhere else. And he goes, so
Hopefully,
that would
because
mean.
you're so fucking sick you want to die.
He said, so that would mean when the tigers are tripping, they might be hanging out in the same living
this-
room
this-
with some guys in New York City who are on ayahuasca and they met together on the same plane and shit. I was like, this is
Astroplane?
crazy. Yeah, right.
It's like Donnie Darko, dude. It's like
Yeah.
Dude,
Exactly.
when you stopped and said, but I think it's deeper than that. All I could think of was half baked, bro. But I think it's deeper than that,
bro.
Deeper than that.
Yeah, deeper than that.
Deeper than that.
Here's my problem with leaving your body. I did sativa once and I pissed myself.
He did. I was there.
Not sativa, it's salvia.
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 I gave everybody in the room the finger and then pissed.
Not
all
for
over
nothing. He
myself.
did do the 90
So-
though, and he was
I did the 10.
So, like, bro.
And it was
I don't know.
salvia. Okay, so salvia
Salvia,
was
you leave your
legal
body
for a
with
while. It was
Yeah.
a legal thing you could
It's
smoke.
not still.
It
It's
might-
shady.
I think
Yeah,
it is
shady
in
now.
New Jersey.
What is
Yeah.
a shady plant? Like shade root.
Yeah.
You could buy it like on the fucking boardwalk, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
we're not
so
talking about back
here's what
alley
it's like.
feelings.
It's like if somebody kicked you down a psychedelic wind tunnel for 5 whole minutes.
For
and
about
it just-
2 minutes.
and it
I mean,
just
not
turns
even.
you
Not
off.
even. The
You're not
last
there.
3, you're still kind of back, but you're like,
no longer
2
there.
to 5. 2 to 5.
you know, like, I don't know exactly what happened here.
You get up and
Yeah.
walk around like you can't do that shit by yourself because people jump out of windows and shit.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah.
video. Saw that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You
Yeah.
you gotta have people in the room, the door locked,
Yeah.
just like ready for
Yeah, this
anything.
motherfucker's tapping
Yeah.
my back like laughing his ass off at me. I'm
I wasn't tapping your
Never.
back.
No, don't do it.
Who has smoked
Don't do
Listen,
it.
man, I know I'm a bit of a freak, but you think I'm just gonna walk up to you while you're pissing yourself and
No,
start
I
touching you?
pissed myself. In
No
all
offense,
fairness-
Stones,
in
but I
all
don't think
fairness-
Ryan
in all
is gonna
fairness-
touch you.
Wait, I pissed myself at the tail end of the trip because I was pretty sure I was dead.
If there's any time to piss yourself, if there's any time to piss yourself, that's it.
Keep in mind the whole he's talking about the whole trip, which was only 2
2
minutes.
minutes.
So, like he's
It's like
talking
while
about
I was
It
wandering.
consists
Yeah.
of Mike going like, it consists of Mike going like this.
Giving everybody the finger, sitting up,
And then
giving
just
everybody the
urine.
finger.
And then you hear it.
And no,
And
but
then
Mike,
I
got up,
and
I
then
got
2
up.
minutes later, he
I
goes,
got up, I
"You'll
got
never
up.
believe what
I've seen
happened."
the video. I've seen the video.
Oh no, we have it on video.
I got up.
That's
I
great.
walked
That's great.
around the room giving people the finger.
He, oh, dude, it was. I've never seen anybody. Actually, he was pretty
That was-
lucid
That,
for
that,
somebody.
my friends,
That's
is Tanner
That's
Stones.
Tanner me.
That's Tanner Stones.
That's
I
it.
gotta give
That
him.
right there is
I gotta give
simple
him props,
stuff.
man. I gotta give. Yes.
That's simple stuff.
Maybe he's the fucking.
And they're all
Maybe he's
laughing at
brilliant.
me. I'm fucking
Like,
not.
because
He's the
Al-
guy. He's the guy hanging with the tigers on the other
Like,
level.
while we're all
Dude, no,
sitting here.
because that implies there's something inside of it.
See,
I never tripped to Mars and felt anything good
But you
about
see,
it.
maybe he's the smartest man alive. While we're all
No
sitting there
tigers.
desperately trying to keep, while we're all sitting there desperately trying to keep control of our bladders, Stones is letting it go and flying with the fucking
He
eagles.
might be
You know?
right.
I was dead.
Might be a
What's the next
goddamn
step?
genius, man. He was talking to the angels.
Listen to me. I feel like death is a huge
I didn't know
step.
how to get into the light.
And I feel like it's a bigger
Piss
step
yourself
than
was
pissing
the right
yourself.
move.
Yeah.
I feel like you piss yourself, then you die. Right? Like, you know.
Oh man, look. At least you knew you could see the light, so that's a good step in the right direction.
That's a good
I
step.
didn't know how to get in. I was trying to
That
get in.
death looks like Ryan laughing
I was
hysterically.
trying to-
Mike saw the light and he was trying to get in, and there's an angel behind him, like, yo, bro, this way.
He's like, but I gotta piss.
I gotta pee, man. Dude, bathroom right there.
That's great.
Oh man, that went sideways.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh,
Welcome to the
Mike.
bar. This is a good
All
night.
right, all right.
Fun times.
That
Fun
was
times.
good,
that's
Fun
it.
times.
Where the hell did you get that?
Back there.
So
All
I
right,
wanted to
then.
talk about, like you were bringing up Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Oh yes, did you name your dog Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, I named
That
my
is fucking fantastic.
my early birthday present for my lovely fiance. 6 weeks, Italian Mastiff.
Oh,
I named him
man.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Dude, how fucked up
That's
is it if his
awesome.
puppy
He's
was,
in
like,
it. Oh, I
super
love
built
dogs.
with,
They're
like,
so
giant
beautiful, but that's
biceps?
oh, that's a
yeah.
big. That's a big
Yeah.
fucking
She's like
dog,
110
man.
pounds.
Dude, that's gonna be huge.
Oh yeah.
How old is she?
6 weeks.
Oh,
And
so
already-
It's,
Oh,
like,
it's a pup.
it's like
Oh, yeah,
it's like
yeah.
fucking, dude,
Yes,
Yeah,
the
but
paws
paws
to
like
see
this.
to see a dog go from that to that is gonna be fucking.
Dude, his paws. His paws look like fucking King Kong's. Like, man,
He's
dude.
gonna be beautiful.
It's crazy.
That's
He's gonna
so
be
cool.
beautiful.
What color?
Yeah.
Like a grayish, but like some stripes.
Oh,
in
nice.
It.
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a gorgeous dog.
Oh yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
To the
Arnold
size of a fucking
Schwarzenegger.
horse.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Dude.
It is, dude.
I want to
Yep.
see for just a second. I think somebody said something in chat. Is it good for? Okay, that's fine. Hey guys, watching from Arizona tonight. Hey Brandy, what's up? Sorry, I got a second
Hey.
chat going on here.
Oh, is that the Facebook?
Yeah. Ray Beats is watching. Brooke Kiefer chiming in under my girlfriend's name, whoever that is there in the chat. They're fucking watching. What the hell is going on with this?
I want to be a millennial.
With
Go on my
this.
Facebook profile.
Yeah. Go on the Facebook. Okay, so I want to make sure
On the
that that's in.
MySpace.
Okay, that's good.
MySpace.
So anyway, so the thing about Arnold Schwarzenegger I was going to bring up is,
Yes, yes.
so we saw Ready Player One.
Okay.
Anybody see it yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so
Well,
so
don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I
go
don't know
ahead.
how much
It's-
I'm gonna watch
you
it just be a
can
fan.
I don't really think it's a spoiler because you can get this out of the trailer, but like that movie, it's like a pop culture
Yes.
overdose.
Yeah, it's a nostalgia machine.
like
yeah.
you watch it and you're like, oh, it's the DeLorean driving next to the Tron
Oh, I saw that
motorcycle,
in the trailer.
going
Yeah, but
through
I think
Mechagodzilla,
the-
fighting the Iron
No.
Giant,
Here's-
and you're like,
here's the thing.
I can't take this. It's so delicious.
The message
It's
at the
so
end. The message at the end was fucking beautiful and well
was.
said, and thank you somebody finally saying it in that arena. And
Well, could you
people
not
take
tell
heed.
Yeah,
me the message
yeah.
at the
Yeah,
end?
and let me just get to the
That
point.
could be
Arnold
conceived as a
Schwarzenegger.
spoiler.
The point
That
is,
is
somebody made a YouTube video where they
Said
pointed
nothing.
out all the Easter eggs in Ready Player
There's
One.
probably a
Oh, yeah.
billion.
There were so many
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger Easter eggs.
Really?
Because the dude has been the center of pop culture
Yeah.
so hard
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
so
he has.
long.
He has.
Like try
Was
to
any
imagine.
Last Action Hero in there? Come
It's
on.
like Last
Oh,
Action
Last Action
Hero.
Hero.
Yes.
I love that
Yes.
fucking movie,
What's that
dude.
fucking
I love
movie where he
that
said
fucking
it's not a
movie.
tumor?
It's
Kindergarten
Kindergarten
Cop.
Cop.
Come on.
Like the Terminator's referenced
Who
in
is
that.
it?
Total
Yeah,
Recall?
about to see
Like
the-
Definitely.
Commando, whatever the fuck
Yeah,
that movie
Commando,
is.
that was
Twins?
one of my-
It was
Any
just
twins
like
references?
Me and my ex-girlfriend would
Predator.
get fucking
Predator.
baked
I
out of
wanna-
our
yeah.
skulls.
I wanna pause
like
on
every
Commando.
religiously. Like anytime we got fucking super stoned, we go up into our bedroom and just put Commando on repeat.
Oh, that's
Watch it
amazing.
Over and fucking over. And it probably explains a lot of shit wrong with me. But it's just like, it was just one of those, you know, it's like
Great
like,
movie.
That was like at the end tail end of the 90s, you know, and
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like you're like, yeah, this is probably the best fucking movie that'll ever be made right here, man.
Trainspotting, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
stupid
word.
reward. Oh, dude, no, I avoided that like the plague. Are you kidding?
God, what are you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I tried watching Commando recently.
Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? It's so
Oh
hard.
my god!
It's so
I
bad
made
it's
about
good.
10 minutes. I said,
Oh
no,
my
I can't.
God.
Because I was
Oh my
retroactively ruining my youth.
I know, right?
I can't
So
help
bad.
how much I've always liked Arnold.
I love
Well,
it, dude.
well,
I like
I
Arnold.
don't.
Not to put bodybuilding aside.
Okay.
Everything is his story, where he came
Yes,
from,
yes.
his accent, his physique, like
He
just
was
his
told no
personality.
at every
I
turn.
like
Everything.
what
Yeah.
Bill Burr said about him. He was like,
Yeah.
a dude comes to a country that's not his native country and says, I'm going to dominate the bodybuilding world, and he does it. I'm going to dominate the acting world, even though no one can understand a fucking thing I say. He does it. I'm going to marry into this country's royalty. He marries a Kennedy. I'm going to take over in government. He becomes the governor of California. Like, the dude has just been shooting threes and winning.
Yeah, no, he's
for
dominant.
his whole
man.
goddamn
Absolutely.
life,
And when you
dude.
know where he came from, too, like if you if you go
Yeah,
do the
dude.
research on his family and his dad and
Militant.
his grandparents, like, it's
Militant.
fucking dark shit that he
Yeah,
wanted nothing
yeah.
to do with, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like.
right.
What's
Like,
the,
that
what's the
guy
movie where he was
basically-
like a babysitter?
Anybody need a beer?
I'm
Anything?
good on the beer.
Oh,
What was it
good.
where he was like taking care
I
of a
could
kid
use
or
one to
something?
go.
Okay, yeah.
He was taking care of a child. Like a
Oh, you
young
talking
child
about
and-
Kindergarten Cop?
Well,
Or?
was it?
Yeah,
Well,
Kindergarten Cop was the one where he was the undercover cop
Yeah,
who
the
went in
two-
as a kindergartner.
Long,
and
long
it was
story short, I'm sitting there, I'm saying to myself, I literally said it out loud, and I never saw this flick before. I said it out loud. I said, I can't believe this guy got famous and made it. And as I said that, he comes running down the stairs and just screams at the top of his lungs like a crazy person
Who?
and runs off. Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I was like, oh my god, that's hysterical.
Where you were?
No, I was watching a movie of him.
Okay.
I believe it was Kindergarten. I believe it was Kindergarten Cop. And he went running down the stairs and
not
just
the
screamed.
Kuma. It's
Yeah,
not.
he's the man.
I was like,
He's
oh,
the
shit.
man.
Dude, you gotta
Schwarzenegger's the
give him
man.
props, man. I
Hey,
mean,
look,
like,
man, he fucked up.
dude.
He fucked up some.
Oh, who doesn't though? Who
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean-
though? I don't think
Okay,
Arnold
so that brings me
Schwarzenegger's
back
a
to-
bad person though. You
So-
know, I don't think he's a terrible guy.
So
or
that, but
anything
that
like
brings me to a new argument, man.
Actually, Stella looks great.
Look.
I'm gonna go do a Stella. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Stones. You're welcome, you guys.
You're doing a great job on the cameras, bro.
Do we, as a collective,
He's just saving up for the
Hold on.
finale, right?
do we? I like your shirt.
Oh, this is my new one. I love it. It's my favorite.
I love that. Like the space cadets on it. I love this, dude.
I love it. It's
So-
perfect for me.
Thank you. Sure.
Hell yeah.
So my question is this: can we forgive Arnold Schwarzenegger for his shortcomings and mistakes?
Well, which one?
How deep are his
specifically?
mistakes? Do you even know how deep his mistakes
I want to know what had to say.
It's not a matter of forgive. I just put him aside.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to separate the art
People put Bill
The
Cosby
artist.
aside for a while.
from the.
Not the ones who are drugged.
That's not the same. That's not.
Not yet.
No, you're right. It's not the same.
Not yet. Who
But,
knows?
yeah, I have no problem compartmentalizing the work to the person.
Would it really
But I do
surprise?
that. I
There's,
do
some,
it at
there's
when
something
I
that
work
bothers
with
me
it.
about liberal ideology recently.
What's the liberal ideology?
You looking for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we're taking.
Here's
a
my
left
problem.
turn. No pun
So,
intended.
like, I feel like when I was younger, I used to identify with liberal ideology more because I want everybody to be happy, and I don't like racism, and I want
Right.
people to be safe, and I'm not a homophobic asshole, and I want everybody to have a good life. As a person who's made a lot of mistakes, I still want what's best for everybody. Okay. But what bothers me is that, like, I feel like a guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger won't ever really be forgiven by his peers because of the things that he's done. So what
Which
bothers me
one,
about so what
though?
bothers me, so my point is this.
He had like he
Talking
cheated.
about
He
it.
did some
Fair.
cheaty shit on his
My
wife
point
with some strippers.
is this: the problem I have with
So
liberals
is every
in,
politician.
Yeah, Kraft is
in
made
recent
by the
history is that liberals seem to be horrifyingly unforgiving. It's like if you make a mistake, that mistake, even if it was
I think
50 years
Unless you're
ago.
Hillary Clinton,
I think
and then they're
Arnold's a-
all.
Oh yeah, then they're fine. Then it's okay. Then forgiveness city for that.
Wait,
Well,
let's
they-
go
stop.
ahead.
Because I don't feel like Arnold did anything. You're talking a moral thing.
I'm
Because
talking
he didn't
across
do
the
any-
board.
I don't think he did anything illegal.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
so
I
it's,
don't- yeah,
it's
I
not the
never
same
really-
as when I think back of Michael Jackson.
Oh, having an affair is a misdemeanor in New York.
No, I want
Yeah, but
to
don't-
finish
he did it in
this
California.
because Michael Jackson is
He
a
made
weird
you
topic
cross
of
the
conversation.
It's California. We fuck anything that moves out here. Are you kidding?
Go ahead, finish.
It's different when we're talking about Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
what
yeah,
he's
I mean-
done.
Well, no, go back to Michael Jackson. We're gonna see
Right, but Michael Jackson. So everything that went on with him, there's enough ambiguity that it kind of tarnishes how I remember him.
What was it? What was J360 Productions, and he had a love child while he was governor with his maid.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there, all right, and that's the one. Yeah, I think
Right,
that's
that's
the
the
big
big one.
snafu right there. And honestly, man, hey, shit, crime, crime
Hey,
and passion,
look,
husbands and wives.
Arnold
that's-
Schwarzenegger has some hot ass kids all the way around, like right down the line. Have you ever seen like a family photo?
Oh my god.
I don't
Holy
usually use
shit.
the term hot kids. I'm just saying.
Well, Arnold's an old fuck now. He's an old bastard. His kids are of age.
Now he's really hoping.
Yeah, now
that
he's
they
like,
are-
now he's
he's
like,
like,
yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's kids are legal.
He's like, not only one of them is. He's like, that's the only one I was
Come on, the
talking
guy's
about.
in his 50s.
Hey, Mike pays attention. Mike pays attention to the statutes on all these things.
I don't know if I like where this is going.
Then you're an unforgiving liberal.
Sir, you have made me uncomfortable.
I do that.
Michael Jackson, she hates Michael Jackson. And I agree with why.
He made Thriller, man. Thriller.
But yeah, but I understand where you're coming from because it kind of tarnished how I remember him because
Yeah.
of that.
I
So
think
some people I'm able to separate. I'm sorry, I'll just be a sec. I'm able to separate the work from the person that created the work.
Right.
Just like
Which is
Conor
unfortunate.
McGregor, I can
Yeah.
watch
It
him
is.
as a fan of MMA
But that's the same thing
and
with like
enjoy what he does. But Conor the person, I'm like, I don't know, dude. Kind of bothers me some of the stuff you do.
All right, well, let me give House of Cards. Fucking what's his face?
Oh,
Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey.
Yeah.
Then what do you feel about Spacey? Do you feel the same way about Spacey? I mean, Spacey was a brilliant fucking actor.
No,
But he did some shit on the side that made him an
It
asshole
ruins.
morally.
It retroactively ruins some of the work.
No,
Sure.
bull.
Oh, it doesn't.
Spacey
Well, you see,
did
here's
some
the.
shit.
I'll tell you
I have
Spacey
Rob,
did
the
my
problem
only-
with Spacey is that it was a chronic issue.
My only problem.
It can be confirmed.
My
that this
opinion.
Is
I think the fucking guy. Yeah, I think the guy's he's a fucking psychopath. Or like I don't give a fuck about your sexual preference or your sexual like
he's a dick.
Hey man, what happens
Total
between
dick.
consenting adults is
100%.
fine, you know. But then there's a matter of age between things where it becomes a
100%.
predatory issue
Well,
where
and
you are
also
and plus
consenting
and
is the
listen,
word.
like you know, I mean there are arguments to
when
be made for
he-
that when you're not talking about
Before
fucking.
you knew that shit. You
Hold
thought
on.
he was the fucking man.
You're not talking about John from the
I get what
bar
you're saying. I
talking
get
to
what you're
this
saying.
dude.
No.
Yeah, no.
But what Stones is saying is this. He was saying that before we knew all of this,
Yeah.
He was the
He was
fucking.
gonna-
He was.
it's like if you went to
beyond
Walmart
brilliant.
No,
and
he
you
was
had the
one of, like,
greatest
three
Walmart
Well, here's
checkout
my thing,
person
though. I mean,
ever.
like, dude, what was the
How do
guy?
you fucking
My
just
thing is, what was the guy
push
known
that aside,
for?
but not for
He
Michael
was
Jackson.
known-
One at a
Do it,
time!
but not for Michael Jackson. Sorry.
What was he?
Sorry,
What was
pisses
the
me
guy
off.
known for? His roles were known for being, he was like straight faced, dead cold fucking eyes. Kevin fucking Spacey.
Oh, Seven.
You know, Seven, dude.
I know.
Like, dude, honestly,
I love
not for
him.
nothing,
Same
but
here.
finding
My
out that
favorite
he is a little fucked up in real life only solidifies his commitment to his roles for me. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
You're goddamn right, man. Yeah, he went there. You know?
fuck.
Now,
Makes
do I
American
think it's
Beauty look a
horrible?
little
Do I
worse.
think he should
Oh,
be
I
fucking
wanna
punished?
do
that.
Absolutely.
American
But you know what I'm
Beauty
saying?
was
Like, yes,
worse.
thank you.
Why
Thank
would-
you.
why would
Thank
we
you.
wait?
Oh,
Look
hold
at
on, hold
That
on. One at a
movie is
time.
so
I was
fucked
just
up to me,
finishing.
and I
No,
can't
you're right.
believe how many people like.
Actually,
Holy
like the
shit.
woman.
I can't. Yeah, it blows my mind. Like that movie was about an old dude wanting to fuck a
Fuck
high
a young-
school
I'll
student,
fuck a
and
high school girl and
everyone's
smoke
like,
weed.
I love that movie. I
It
love
was
that, and
so
it's like.
strange.
And like
It's
there's
like, it's not even like an implication where you can sort of take it that
No,
like
it's
that
a
the
confession.
whole
No,
fucking
the whole
movie
movie.
is
Yeah.
about a dude wanting to fuck
Literally.
like a kid in high
kid.
school,
Yes.
and everyone loves this movie.
And well,
like,
no, I mean,
don't
like, I
fucking-
get
just-
it.
I don't understand the mentality
Well,
behind that
I
movie.
understand-
Other
Hold
than
on,
that,
finish.
if you make it look artistic, somehow it's more
no,
palatable.
no, because I think
Like,
it
what the
speaks to
fuck?
something.
Hold on,
It
hold on,
speaks-
hold on.
Just a rebuttal. Like I said, it
Quick
speaks to-
rebuttal.
Like
it
if you
speaks to
put
something.
rose petals flying down from the ceiling, like it's okay to
I
fuck.
agree with you there.
No,
No,
High
no.
school- high
Yeah,
school
it's like I
kids are
agree. The
aliens.
rose
Rebuttal.
petals are good.
Aliens
No,
are
rebuttal,
good.
rebuttal though. No, I don't think
Fucking aliens.
I agree with you. The creep factor is fucking overwhelming, and what you're saying, I agree with you, but I think it's more an indictment on the viewer than it is on the art
Well,
form
you thought it
itself.
was a
Yeah, but
portrayal.
not now.
No,
It was
no,
a
no. Well,
portrayal.
not now. No, but
Okay.
but no. That movie, I think, was about like innocence lost. It was about
Dark
like
twist.
a guy waking up, having like I married someone, I had
I
a
get the
fucking
premise. See,
sweetheart
I get the
kid, I
premise.
did this, and
Yeah.
and not just I want to be free, I want to go backwards.
Yeah, right.
I think that's what that movie was about. Not about I don't want any of this
But the
shit. And I want to
question
move on
is-
with my
the
life. No, I
question
want
is,
to rewind
is it
time
tarnished?
and go back and be in
But
high
is it
school.
Yeah,
again.
because now you know where his head might have been. He's like, I get this role. I understand it completely. I'm a fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, except
I'm
he
a
wanted
piece
to
of
fuck
shit.
the chick in
Like-
the movie.
Hold on,
No,
hold on,
like-
hold on.
like-
And
That's
now we're getting into the shit that's really gonna start fucking things up. how much did getting these movies and committing to these parts make him worse?
Wow.
I don't know how much of Weinstein was involved.
Well, I mean, there's a
Yeah,
fucking guy.
fine line
It's
between
It's
funny.
Hollywood
It's funny
crazy
to me
and
though.
genius.
How,
Fine line between
how
crazy and
almost
genius.
automatically we have levels of who's the worst, and how Weinstein
Yeah,
just
and
went.
it's because everyone has
Like-
a bias, and and that's the problem. Like
That's
even
true.
the
Yes.
people that are
Yes.
screaming about how there isn't a bias are still
Yeah,
having
but wait, okay. When I was listening,
He has
wait,
this
wait,
crazy
hold on. When
bias.
I was listening to
He's all
Michael,
emotional
when I was
about
listening to
it.
Michael Jackson, I didn't think Smooth Criminal was about fucking little children.
So?
But
That's
should I-
because
should I
there was
now?
no. That's
Should I
because when
now?
Smooth Criminal came out, there were no open litigation.
Yeah, he was still young at that point.
But that doesn't mean shit now, does it? I mean, you talk about tarnishing the person's reputation. I mean,
Here's
fuck.
what kills me about Michael Jackson, though. Never mind. Never. If I say it,
Let it
everyone's
go.
gonna hate me.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Go ahead.
Let it go.
Go ahead, Hatim. What do you say?
I'm just looking at it, see who
Well,
what's going on
Spacey
in
had a
chat.
midlife crisis in that movie, and his wife was unloved, and his daughter was angsty. Annie, are you okay?
Evidently
No,
not.
no.
Annie isn't. Annie's,
Not at all.
Annie's in the attic, right?
But much like the children of Waco, Texas, I wonder what these children who are now adults
Oh, they all think it's fucked up when they look back on it. They all. You haven't seen
What do you
interviews?
mean? I've never seen a
Oh,
single
I've totally,
fucking interview.
I've totally watched interviews exactly with the way.
This is all he does is sit around and watch.
I have been putting solar panels.
I like to watch interviews of adults who are fucking as kids.
I have been on roofs installing solar panels for this man, looking down at him sitting in his car with his screen right up here.
Because of the hardest seeing.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, he's watching something terrible right now. I know that. I know it's not good. He's not watching cartoons.
No doubt. There's no doubt.
It was a big deal.
Anyway, that's as good as a segue as we're gonna get us.
Yeah. Don't forget the Alamo. Or
Now we cut to old Stones Home movies.
Jesus Christ.
So
Every shot is taken outside of someone's window.
all his home movies
Yeah.
with the old '80s video camera. That's like shoulder mounted. He's like,
And you can like
It's got a
see,
VHS
you can see
tape.
his
Yep.
hand like fixing the front of
I
the,
grew up-
the
Yeah, he's like-
lens and then turning the whole thing
I
around.
didn't adopt this as an adult, but I
The
certainly
tracking's
grew up,
off.
I grew up in a household where there's a family photo at every single holiday, and that's weird looking back through that shit. I'll tell you that.
Stones, I think about your
Holy
youth and there's a
crap.
whole bunch of weird
Yeah,
shit.
because I just imagine a child body with a regular man Stone's head. Like he always had the same face, he just was smaller.
He was born that way with the glasses on.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly the same.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna drive an ambulance someday.
Honestly, that would probably be less shocking because if you consider his head shrunken down, it's probably.
Look, I've had a few beers
More
tonight, so hold on.
condensed.
I've had a few beers tonight, so it's
There's a big head.
it's a
There's a
story
big
worth
head.
repeating.
Stones.
Stones, one of his eyes doesn't work, the other eye's a little weird, right? So
I have-
I think they know that story already.
I have half a retina in one eye.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Stones one day. So Stones used to drive an ambulance, right?
There's a birth defect, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
The ambulance was a birthday.
Yeah, the ambulance is a birth defect. So he used to drive an ambulance, right? So he gets the idea
Well,
in his
deciding to
head.
drive
He
the
gets the
ambulance
idea in his
might have
head
been
that he's going to be a motivational speaker. So he calls
Well,
a group.
that's an old
He calls
story.
like a group
That's an old
home for
story.
the blind, and says, "I want to come in and talk about."
It took him like 3 months to respond, and they called me back.
Yeah, right.
And I thought about it. I was like, what a terrible.
What a terrible idea! He's gonna walk in and tell a bunch of blind people he drove an ambulance.
But the great thing,
Wait,
but the great thing is, it's not like, no, but you have to understand, the great part of the story, it gets even better, it gets even better. The greatest part of the story was if you're close enough to my friend here as I am, you know the intentions behind this
good.
idea.
They're good, yeah.
And the fact that a guy who is not totally blind wants to go in a room full of completely blind people and say, "Suck it up, you're being pussy."
I was preparing a speech. I was preparing a speech, and I was like, I was gonna bring pictures, and I was like, I was gonna be like, check out my hot wife. I divorced her, but she was hot. Y'all can have a hot chick too. Oh, it was terrible.
Dude, he had pinpoints. He had pinpoints. Like he was gonna point at things that he did.
There was a hamster going.
PowerPoint?
Just in
Oh,
circles.
he was ready to go. He was ready to roll.
It's
Might
a
have been-
braille
might have
PowerPoint.
been-
Everybody's got to touch the words.
He has a laser pointer and he keeps shooting at people's eyes. So they don't
And he's like, ha
I'm laughing at him.
Yeah.
I can feel this warmth.
Let me just tell you something, Stones. My dad made fun of your one eye his
he
whole
got-
life. And then he ended up getting a tumor in his eye and had it ripped out.
And I was
And
like-
Stones looked at him and went,
like, hey,
how's that feel? And just so you know, Mr. Ambulance
And that's all I
driver.
did. That's the only comment I ever made to the guy.
Oh, that feel. That's and that's what you call a win.
Listen, I want to have a big.
That's a long con.
I want to listen. I want to. Everybody who's in the chat right now, there's people joining left and right. Make comments. Let us know that you're fucking there.
Yeah,
Tell us
yeah,
what
yeah.
you hear, what you don't hear. Right? Stones, we gotta cut to the first
They're
break,
gonna
brother.
let us know what they don't hear.
Yeah, let us know
All
what
right.
you don't
What is
hear.
that?
Yeah. All right, well, first break time. What do we got content-wise for the
Okay,
first break?
so we got Ray Beats.
Ray Ray.
An encore performance when he was here. Foster the Genius when he was here. His little final
Oh, my
word that he
baby,
did that
that's
was
my
fucking
boy.
brilliant. Is going to be on. Some Ice in the Face that Sarah and I's other podcast is going to be up there. We have Team Rock Cassette is going to be performing, and we're going to be back in about 27 minutes, I think is what it comes out.
Let's just call her half an hour there.
Yeah, call her a little less
27
than half
minutes
an
and
hour.
12 seconds.
And
Roughly
to everybody
3
in the
minutes,
chat,
less
one
than
more
half an
time.
hour.
Say hello, stick with us, keep an eye on this, share this shit all over the place, and tell your friends it's a good time.
Tell your friends.
Hit the like button
Oh,
and the subscribe
dude,
button.
Simple Stones. That's it.
Simple Stones.
When Stones was over last week.
And we're already there.
When Stones
We're
was
already
over
there.
last week, I had the brilliant idea of starting an Awesome Talk series where Stones gives life coaching. But it's only like 2-minute clips.
The suicide rate in this
I was
country is
trying
going
to
to
think-
skyrocket.
And I was trying to think of the name for it. and
That's going to be like
Simple
the end of
Stones-
every episode. Kill
It's gonna
yourself.
be
That's good. That's good.
Every episode, kill yourself.
So we're gonna cut to that break. Now, Stones, remember the rules of 3.
Yeah, 3.
There's the
One.
dial turn,
Ready?
all
Ready,
the
ready,
things.
Are you ready for 3?
Yeah, I'm ready for 3.
All right, we're doing 1,
Yep.
2.
Bye-bye.
And bring down everything.
Let me do it one more time.
Fuck it,
I can do better.
Let's do it, everybody. Ray Beats, homie.
Thanks. Every single star is as permanent as a scar. I'ma lay beside you from tonight until tomorrow. I don't need to know who you are to soak in your sorrows for the better part of a year. Pardon my opinion, miss, but when we kiss, your lips feel like a closed fist. I never wanted to be such a colorful expression in this grayscale galaxy. Hoping that the vultures eat the roaches all from out of me. Count to 3, posing like a painting in a gallery. Everything I touch walks away from me on crutches. I'm the function that I vow to be. I only fuck to burn the calories, enough to purge the allergies. I just wanna move to the shore with you and split an exorbitant mortgage, but we're poor and I have kids. Did you date a overrated codependent sadist waiting for revival rap video to pay for shit? I don't hit my kids and I do not believe that God exists. Other than that, I act exactly as my father did. Christopher shot his girlfriend in the face when I was 10. Then he shot himself in the head and I saw him again, dead at the funeral. Next day I went to math class, business as usual. Murder, suicide, when I was young I learned the beauty in life is only worth what you can shoot with your eyes closed. No suicide note, Jason wants to die too. Fine tooth comb, find you hiding in a haiku. 5 + 2 × 2 = 9. Not enough people eye to eye for me to lie to. I'm the realist, I'm not here to see it for myself, I'm here to feel it. I'm the worst cause I'm cursed, I'm stomping all the flowers in the dirt. And I'm the one they shun cause my heart weighs 20,000 tons and it plays with guns. I'm the breeze and I freeze, make you feel 120 degrees. I'm the realist, I'm not here to see it for myself, I'm here to feel it. I'm the worst and I'm cursed, I'm stomping all the flowers in the dirt. And I'm the one they shun cause my heart weighs 20,000 tons and it plays with guns. I'm the breeze and I freeze, make you feel 120 degrees. Mom lives in Victory Lakes, it's where I used to skate. I stayed awake every day in the year 2008. Mom lives in Victory Lakes, where I used to skate. I stayed awake every day in the year 2008. Mom lives in Victory Lakes, it's where I used to skate. I stayed awake every day in the year 2008. Mom lives in Victory Lakes, where I used to skate. I stayed awake every day in the year 2008. Mom lives in Victory Lakes, where I used to skate. I stayed awake every day in the year 2008. Mom lives in Victory Lakes, where I used to skate. Stayed awake every day. Yo, I still left out a big chunk of that verse and fuck, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. But I still fucked it up, but that's it. 2 takes is all you get. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, you guys don't realize, yo, I left out, the beat didn't line up with where I was. I left out a big chunk.
how much room you got.
How?
Do we got him? Do we have him on camera? Central camera. Do we get him?
Ladies
Austin
and
Genius.
gentlemen.
This is fucking Ostalk.
Ostalk.
Awesome.
Well, ladies
Talk.
and gentlemen, this
Fucking
is
alumni.
Austin.
Here's this the beginning. Let's hear it.
My man. Give it up for Rick, everybody. Yes, indeed. Well, you know what I've discovered and learned about Awesome Talk is that we actually here to create a purpose, you know? And I believe the purpose that we create here is kindness and happiness. You know, regardless of whatever the politics may be, we're trying to get to where everybody is happy with everybody. So with that being said, this joke, I call it common courtesy. See, I believe common courtesy is your first defense against crazy. See, when there's ever an active shooter, if you could just think back, you know, just a little bit, just go back to when you first came in contact with the active shooter. It may not have been the active shooter at the time, but how was your common courtesy to that person? You know, did you say good morning? Did you hold the door for somebody? You see what I'm saying? Did you say hello? Because that might have been the difference between you getting shot. Think about it. When that active shooter's popping off, I'm sure in my mind, this is just me thinking, he saw somebody that he recognized. He said, you know what? They held the door for me. I ain't gonna shoot your ass today because you was nice.
That's one life saved.
One life saved because of common courtesy. And with that being said, peace out, everybody. Let the world be your guide to success. Never mind what Donald Trump is doing. Worry about what you are doing. Awesome Talk. Holla at your boy. Thank you, everybody, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Raise your glasses.
So fucking good to see you. So
Yes, it has. Yes, it has been. I hope that joke was worthy. I hope it was.
You're listening to us. And the face.
So I was reading about this scuba diver.
Yeah.
Did you read about the scuba diver that fucked a giant clam?
No.
How giant?
All right,
Well.
like a giant clam.
I don't even
So
know how that would
scuba
work.
diver
Like the clam's
hospitalized
mad old.
after sticking his dick in a clam. And what happened was he started to show signs of an allergic reaction, okay?
Of course.
And this is a quote from him. It was just a joke at first. My friend was filming, so I wanted to impress him and put my dick into the clam.
Right. Because that's what I do every time
But
my
then the
friends are
clam-
filming.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm
Check
gonna
out
impress you.
What I'm gonna stick my dick
Watch
in.
till I stick my
But
dick
then the
in.
clam, it just
Why
wouldn't
do I
let
hang out
go.
with such geniuses?
It didn't hurt or anything. It felt warm and cozy inside,
Yeah.
He got
inside the
into it.
clam. But I
He's
was
like, oh.
afraid my oxygen reserves were getting low.
Yeah, that's what you worry
I
about
was
in
huffing.
that situation.
I was huffing and puffing.
Yeah, I stuck my fist down the throat of an alligator, but I was worried that I might miss dinner. So I ran
Allergies
home.
to seafood are fairly common and usually occur after ingestion of fish or shellfish, not after sexual intercourse with shellfish, is what the doctor said.
Yeah, that's typically not something you experience after shellfish.
Like, I had to look
fucking
this up over
intercourse.
and over because I was so convinced that it wasn't real.
Well, here's the
Wow.
here's the
I found
thing that
this-
gets me.
I found this story over and over and over again. So, like, I don't know. I mean,
Here's my conundrum with this whole.
let's hear it.
So, there might be legitimacy to it as far as the guy not knowing that it was going to be, you know, a good time for himself and he was trying to impress his friends. Because you got to think about it, like if you have an obsession for clams, you'd probably start off by eating them first and then realizing you have an allergy
and then
to them.
then understanding you want to fuck them.
Yeah.
Right, and then go to fucking.
It's a clear line.
You know,
So what happened here? Like this guy jumped the line, or?
Oh yeah, he crossed the.
Yeah.
he leaped and bounded.
Yeah,
himself.
he was like, "Oh, fuck eating these things."
I'm just gonna go right.
And
the
his
fuck
buddy's
at him.
like, "Exactly," and then he dives in and starts fucking
when you
one in
say
the mouth.
giant, do we have dimensions or like do you have a picture?
I mean, I don't
like,
have square footage.
Like, is this like SpongeBob? Like,
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there's
SpongeBob giant clam.
There's no other way to bang a clam than in the mouth either, because there's no other part.
It's all mouth.
It's all mouth. Unless it's got one of those dicks hanging off.
It's all warm and gooey.
And then you
the
can,
whole thing.
You can jerk the big weird wormy dick off.
Especially the poop hole is warm and gooey.
I don't even want to know where that is.
This is
It's
a
the
giant
long poop
clam,
hole
so there's
part.
an idea of a size.
I'll tell you what, it looks
Are you gonna
uninviting.
look, or what? Or am I just gonna hold this like an asshole?
Oh, you were to the right of me. I apologize. I didn't even
Giant
know you were.
clam.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks uninviting for any human penis. I'll tell
It
you
looks
what.
cavernous.
I
Yeah.
would be fucking freaked out. Like I would, like if that clam.
That can't be worse than some of the chicks you fucked.
No,
Yeah,
but
right.
If that clam closed, if that clam did some Kegels on my
Well,
cock.
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't let go. Is exactly what
holy
happened.
fuck.
Wow.
And the doctor said that he thinks that the guy might have been reacting to the digestive enzymes because the clam was probably trying to digest the dude's dick at the time.
I was like, wow, this is a big shrimp.
Good thing I'm not allergic to shellfish.
Yeah. And he's like, hashtag har har.
Why don't digestive enzymes normally affect those who stick their dicks in?
I know,
mouths?
right? Like, I know for me, every time I've done that, I never had an enzyme problem. Sounds like maybe this guy just doesn't
Because
wash
they
up
go to
right.
the undercovercondoms.
By going through iceintheface.com and clicking on the condom wrapper on the side, you can get yourself a condom for situations that may arise.
for digestive
you
enzyme
never know
protection.
you never know if some of your friends, if some of your friends are going to be around. You need to impress them by
sticking your dick in a giant clam.
giant in a shellfish.
Yeah,
in
it's
front of
waist
everybody.
high.
Because for some reason we can't get past the idea that just
Waist-high.
Yeah, that
Hump-
shellfish didn't even have to get on its knees. It was at the perfect height.
Yeah, he was like, I'm always ready. Like a toilet. Like a living, naturally grown
Dude, just
toilet.
think, like, people eat clams. Like,
Yeah, right.
you're gonna eat a clam a dude might have fucked?
Yeah, now I know that fucking sailors are jacking off all
Like,
over
I
the
don't even
clams.
want to
This
eat a
guy-
fucking clam that a dude stuck his dick in as a joke.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
it doesn't,
It's-
same.
yeah, same difference.
This guy
I
figured
mean,
out what
the
the three
fucking
seashells
ocean
were
is
for.
basically
Yeah.
a toilet at this point, but it doesn't
Yeah,
make
right.
it any better.
It's fucking disgusting.
I mean, I'm allergic to shellfish, but, you know, still.
yeah.
If I could eat it, I wouldn't eat his dick clams.
Aren't you
That's
just a
for
walking
sure.
bag of problems?
I am a walking bag of fucking problems.
His dick clams. I don't know, man. I feel it just looks uninviting. I mean, I guess he must have been humping the fleshy center.
It's curvy. I'll give it that.
There's no
I guess.
way he was rubbing his dick against the outer rim of the shell. He
Why
was
not?
fucking the inner stomach and the mouth, whatever.
The muscle mouth.
Yeah, the muscle mouth part, tongue, if you will,
The poop tongue.
whatever. Yeah,
The clam hole.
it sucks nutrients in and pushes them back out, all in the same tube. I think.
Push the clam hole down.
Yeah, I haven't studied bioclamical.
Bioclamagy.
Bioclamology in some time. You know,
That
I'm not,
guy has.
I mean,
Oh,
who-
he studied it.
what do I know? I'm not very nautical. I don't know the fucking first thing about it.
I just live by the ocean.
Yeah, I live by
I don't
the
care
ocean.
what's in it.
I didn't invent the rules. I just live them.
I just play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, come over here, bros. I'm going to show you how funny it is. I'm going to impress you. You're going to
Yeah.
go home and tell your kids
Right.
about this.
Like, what? Do you think that it just whatever giant sea creature was around first is the one he would have dicked?
How
yeah.
did he get the wetsuit
Like-
off? Isn't
Yeah,
that like
man.
an all-encompassing like?
Man, it must have bit it through the wetsuit. Maybe the wetsuit was the saving grace. But then again, the enzymes would
he had
have burned
digestive
through.
enzymes.
Right,
all
yeah,
over
yeah,
him.
yeah, the
dick
enzymes.
pouch.
All in his dick hole. He
Yeah.
had
Some sort of
digestive-
maybe he had a wetsuit that had a dick wetsuit part.
It's like
Yeah,
his dick ate
yeah.
a pineapple.
Yeah. People are like, what's that? It's nature's mousetrap. Clamped on the front of my shit. God help me, the enzymes.
Yeah, but you could. It's not like you walk around with it. Like that would be like towing a car with your dick. That thing's fucking enormous.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, could you imagine a guy
You could, like
trying
that
to?
could swallow a kid.
Could you imagine
Yeah.
him trying to swim away with his dick caught in it? just like.
Yeah, here you
He's
go.
like pulling it underwater, and then he gets to the top, and it's like it weighs like 400 pounds.
And a sailor's like, damn, that's the biggest clam they don't caught around these parts in some time. Sir, you might be a millionaire. He's like, my dick! My dick!
All these enzymes.
Help the enzymes! And the what?
Oh, I just
So,
fucked shit up.
That's all right. This thing is not the best. That's why we don't use it anymore.
That's what
why it
she
sounds
said.
so weird. But yeah. So, all right. So, PAW Patrol firefighter hat recalled due to fire hazard. So
Or their
apparently,
heads are just igniting.
yeah, pretty much. So like, there's like a children's firefighter hat that came out that's got a flashlight on it with a
Why
battery.
are children fighting fires to begin with? I mean,
How psychotic, right?
Don't they have video games to play or anything else? Like,
There's just like children's toys in general are so fucking
it's a bunch of
like,
shoddy bullshit, really.
Like, other than like Lego, I guess, which
Yeah.
still has some weird biases. Like children's toys like disturb the flying fuck out of me. And
Yeah,
when
they're
I see
weird.
like family and friends buy toys that are like clearly brainwashy,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like makes me like who the fuck would buy their daughter a toy oven and toy dishes and pots?
Yeah, I know, so weird.
Like, how fucking psycho is that? Like, who buys a toy vacuum? Like, the implication
right.
is that vacuuming is fun.
Yeah,
The
right.
impl-
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I get
it's
it.
great.
And, like, I'm not saying that like you should grow up to hate shit you have to do. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that like it's like a training ritual.
Yeah, it's what it
It's
is,
just
yeah.
so fucking psycho.
Yeah, look at your Hello Kitty vacuum cleaner. Don't you love this?
I actually, a mutual friend of ours is actually selling a bunch of old stuff from my father's house, and one of them was an old Barbie set, my sister's old Barbie set from the 80s,
Yeah.
and it has 2 old labeled bottles of Pepsi for the pool scene in the backyard with the umbrella and lawn chairs and whatnot, and it's just, it looks really cool because it's the old ass Pepsi logo on the Pepsi bottles, but this plays into completely what you're talking about with the brainwashing, like like
Oh,
rich
yeah.
backyard fucking poolside bullshit.
what
with
drinks
2
do I
If
want?
Barbie
2-liter
drinks
bottles
Pepsi,
of
then you bet your
Right,
sweet ass
you
I'm
better love
drinking
it too.
Pepsi.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Check out that figure. She drinks all that Pepsi. It must be good for you. Because don't she look like a
All American gal.
She looks like I could snap her in half.
Yeah.
With my jaws.
I'm happy the new generation likes fat asses.
Yeah. I know. They really got their shit together with that. I'm right there. So anyway, nobody's been hurt yet, which isn't funny, but you know, the batteries apparently heat up the light and it makes it possible. It's
ignite.
getting hot enough to ignite.
So like all these kids have like round burns in the center of their heads.
Yeah,
They're like, I'm a firefighter.
Yeah, I'm a firefighter. Look, I got wounds. I'm like, damn, that's a realistic game.
When imagination
Yeah.
crosses into reality.
Yeah, right.
What a
They
nightmare
start
that
lighting
would
their
be.
houses on fire.
Starts to become a rite of passage around the playground. Oh, we don't accept you till you burn your head with the firefighter hat.
Oh,
Like how crazy is that? Like, oh, this job that someone has is
That's
your
deadly.
costume, and like you play as this guy. Like, be a bouncer.
Yeah,
Be
right.
like
Yeah, right.
pretend you're a waiter. Like
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
be a like it's so fucking weird. Here, you could be a taxi driver.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
You figured that they would have the compounds of the plastics figured out by now, that the heat off of the lamp itself would be fucking...
You and I both know that nobody's thinking about the compounds.
No,
they're just gluing. They're like, oh, here's some cheap shit.
There's some fucking,
here's some other cheap
right,
shit.
Some asbestos plastic.
Dude.
And
This shit's
fucking...
made by children who were burned by real fires.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They were burned making this
You
shit.
think they give a flying fuck that some rich American brat
built by all those who were caught in the suicide nets?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Fucking nightmare. All right, well, look, I'm going to move on to something else here. Let's see. I don't want to do that one. I want to do... oh, boy. Mom of 4 turned placenta into smoothie and fed it to her husband and 3-year-old son.
Unwittingly, or were they on board?
How do you do it? Oh, you mean were they?
Was it consensual?
I thought you meant she didn't know what she was doing.
Oh, no, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I have to say about that, Stones, is that, yeah, I suppose for her and her husband, it's consensual.
What's her logic? Like,
the 3-year-old doesn't know.
Hey, look.
Did you say what did you say it was?
A placenta.
The placenta, okay.
Yeah.
According to one of our lawmakers, a 3-year-old is capable of understanding immigration laws, so they should damn well know if they could, consume a placenta.
Well, dude, people gobble those things up, man. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
You don't get it?
No, I don't.
Really?
Fuck no.
I mean, I haven't
dude.
done it, and I wouldn't do it.
You
but it's
would
not that
do
I don't.
it.
You
would do it.
What
are you talking about? You would
it has
do
more
it.
nutrients in it than liver, and people eat
would
liver
do
all the
it.
time. I mean, it's like
He would do what? Eat placenta?
Of course he
I know.
would.
He's definitely already eaten placenta for sure.
Not knowingly, not consensually eating
well,
placenta.
she said it just
Placentually.
tasted. She said it tasted like a berry smoothie. It had coconut water and berries in it.
Well, I mean, that's the
Her fucking like rancid snatch
and then
gummy.
It gets better. I had.
Why did she even bring that? Why is this story?
I had a
in
boost,
the limelight.
I had
so
a boost of energy, better, deeper sleep, and my mood was boosted. I felt really good.
And
because you just popped out a leech.
Yeah, right. Because you just expelled
a blood-sucking
giant clam.
You just
That's
you
why
ridded
you feel
yourself
better.
of a 14-pound inner tick sucking off your body. That's why you felt better.
It wasn't the placenta eating.
No, unless it was some primal urge to say, I've defeated you. And then maybe you got a satisfaction from that.
Of completion.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want it's just no.
I'll tell you, I've never been more satisfied eating than a soft shell crab. I ate the whole thing.
All right.
That was
oh yeah, you said this on the show before. Because you can eat the whole body.
You can eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
That's some
Eat the whole
fucking
just consumed an entire creature.
That's like some serious fucking you have some
it's delicious.
some mental fucking issues to overcome with that
Was it?
weird
I didn't
source
expect
of
it to be
weird
that,
sense of power.
He's got a hard time dominating anyone. So he has to dominate the crab by eating everything, including its feet and asshole.
That crab was my buddy.
Yeah, it sure was.
I mean, maybe I wasn't his buddy.
No,
but he was mine.
Yeah. The recovery after birth was quicker as well. She thinks because she ate some placenta
that it tightened up her fucking
that's something.
Her downward.
I don't know if that's the recovery she means. I don't know what she means.
She wasn't talking about her giant clam.
Just a pre-warning, whenever I rap, it summons the spirit of Pope Francis, but it's his evil doppelganger, so his ghost might come, an apparition might flow through. Just pay no mind to it.
Oh God, here we go.
Team Rock cassette. Yo. And I'll be like, oh no! They're back again! It's Team Rock cassette with a pad and pen. We can be your worst enemy or rapping friend. Either way, the hit list doesn't have an end. Oh no! They're back again! It's Team Rock cassette with a pad and pen. We can be your worst enemy. definition. Serving anybody with a pen and pad with the writtens. I need to stock that where the drop's at. Yeah, it's like I'm telling Bruce Wayne to chill, cause I've been looking for a combat wordsmith. You ain't never heard of this shit. Each word is listed as a verbalistic, murderous, verse sadistic. The curse is lifted. You wanna turn up till you turn up missing. Oh no, they're back again. It's Team Rockazette with a pad and pen. We could be the worst enemy or rapping friend. Either way, the hit list doesn't have an end. Oh no, they're back again. It's Team Rockazette with a pad and pen. We could be the worst enemy or rapping friend. Either way, the hit list doesn't have an end. I'm on a conquering mission. I'm in the zone. I got no competition in a league of my own. Got a sneaking suspicion. They seeking my throne, so I speak with conviction like the verdict was shown. Guilty is charged, money filthy and large. You bastards better kill me and put me behind bars. Speaking of bars, you could die behind mine. I state on my grind, now it's my time to shine. Time on my rhyme like Optimus. Got the shit when I spit, I bring the apocalypse. I'm stopping this, equipped to eclipse. Rappers talking shit, don't walk a bit, talking clips. They ain't shooting, motherfucker. Who you fooling? I'm just fooling and old schooling. You bitches drooling. I'm my tooling. I'm ahead of you. Oh no, they're back again. It's Team Rockazette with a pad and pen. We could be your worst enemy or rapping friend. Either way, the hit list doesn't have an end. Oh no, we're back again. It's Team Rockazette with a pad and pen. We could be your worst enemy or rapping friend. Either way, the hit list doesn't have an end. Coming high speed through and widescreen view. Intensive care unit is where I see you get it mixed up like I see juice. A pump from my lines like an IV. 2 by knees, 2 and 5 week. Do Siamese crew high, please. Do it doesn't make a difference if I meet you. I'll put your dog in a box like Chinese food. I'm the man now, hands down. Jump down in my band's crowd and brag you around like a sham wound. Break a damn mouth. You'll think I got a blade that katana me, cause I'ma take a fan out. So cross the line on a song with rhymes, or could die or get tied up for a $5 homicide. I rhyme tough all the time. You don't put Jack in a box. That's why your music winds up on the side. No, we're back again. It's Team Rockazette with a pad and pen. We could be your worst enemy or rapping friend. Either way, the hit list doesn't have an end. Oh no, they're back again. It's Team Rockazette with a pad and pen. We could be your worst enemy or rapping friend. Either way, the hit list doesn't have an end. Oh no! Yo, shout out to Awesome Talk. Anybody watching this, check out their podcast every time it drops, and you will, I'm not gonna promise you won't piss yourself. Thank you. Love y'all.
Dude, that was fucking awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Turn that on, turn that one off.
Jesus
My
Christ, I
God,
really-
Left to
man.
right instead of right to left. Left, right, left.
That's entertainment.
Thank you, Ray Beats.
Now nobody will ever know
Sir,
who you want to
I
play
regret to
He-Man.
inform you, just missed so much gold, and now we
Yeah.
can't even recreate it. We talked about Dolph Lundgren and He-Man.
So anyway, what I'm basically saying is
Rock.
I pick Chris Hemsworth.
I
I just wanted to
like,
comment
I
on
wanna
that,
know
right?
who-
You know, like,
I want to know who everyone would cast. Like, dude, if I mean,
would-
obviously they're not gonna put Hordak in there because that would be like an embarrassment.
I
of
want Nick
riches.
Swartzen to play
But
Hordak.
if Hordak was in it, who would you choose to play? Who would you choose to play Skeletor?
Oh man, who would play Skeletor in a fucking live action
Oh,
Masters of the Universe movie?
jeez.
What's that?
John Leguizamo.
Dude, that's a
God.
nice drop.
Skeletor is a whiny
That's a
bitch.
fucking
dude.
nice drop.
Like Skeletor's
Dude.
not evil and
No, but you know what?
creepy.
Him
He's
and
just
because
like, he's
John
a whiny,
Leguizamo was in
bitchy-
fucking
Spawn,
Spawn too, so you
that's
know
right,
he
that's
can
right.
do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he could totally fucking do it. That's actually
Oh,
a fucking real
right.
good
Yep.
drop right there.
Yep.
That's
Spawn's
not a
good.
I
bad
also
drop.
think David Tennant could play Skeletor.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, definitely. So,
He
but,
has the voice.
but who's Hordak? Hordak's a little huskier.
Hordak is a different story because he's actually cool.
I think
I don't
Brock
remember
Lesnar
which one
should
is
play
Hordak.
Hordak.
Hordak is the bad guy from She-Ra, but he was also Skeletor's boss.
He's Skeletor's
I was
mentor.
more of a Thundercats guy. Than
Oh yeah.
Fine, let's talk about
Thundercats.
Mumra then. Who would play a good Mumra?
That's a hell of a good question.
Huh?
Oh boy.
Ben Kingsley.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know. I meant to really get
Mumra?
that.
Oh my
I don't
God!
know.
Just a little bit younger Jack Palance. He would have made a good.
Ah,
Mumra.
but he'd be like, Mumra, yeah. You don't, you're spooking the cattle. You know, like,
According to Ray Beats, our audio is back and it's good.
cool.
So,
Well,
there
who
we go.
does Ray Beats think should fucking play He-Man?
Yeah,
That's why I
man.
said ask the chat.
yeah, it's a chat man. Who would play
Dude, they're
He-Man?
making a new Masters
I don't
of
know,
the
man.
Universe.
Yeah, I can't really.
Oh,
Like,
no,
I mean,
no, there's
you
some
would
people
we
in
always
chat here.
wanted. We always wanted that probably back in the '90s. I think was a He-Man movie, and you
There
always
was
had
one.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in your fucking head. Like,
Yeah, but
He-Man
yeah,
was the
I
biggest
already watched
badass.
the
You
He-Man
know,
movie.
like who else? A blonde fucking blonde-haired, blue-eyed badass
Yeah,
from another
yeah,
planet.
right.
And you're a kid who grew up in the '80s, probably want to see it in the '90s. Arnold, you know.
Who's-
I mean,
who's
any
the
idea
jerk
I
guy?
ever had was Arnold. You know.
I don't know, man. There's something about He-Man. He's got to be wide.
Yes. That's
Remember
the
when
problem.
Kylo Ren walked around with no shirt on? It was like, you know, like
He-
that's sort of
dude,
He-Man.
He's fucking.
you know?
He's a diesel dude. He was a Marine. Fucking Adam Driver. He was that's
A
fucking-
blonde Adam Driver. Could he be He-Man? Is that
No.
the guy? No, not the guy. But why not? But
Definitely
why
not
not the
the
guy?
Because He-Man isn't just He-Man, he's also Prince Adam, and you have to think about that personality.
Yes,
and
true.
the personality
Yeah.
is just this, like, pussy-ish,
Pussy,
sorta,
yeah.
Sure.
like, they're like, he's not all like, oh, I'm fucking He-Man. Like, that's not, he doesn't walk around like that all the
I
time.
was thinking about Chris Evans. It's not a bad one.
Oh, Chris
Chris
Evans,
Evans.
not bad, not bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
you're heading in the
already
right direction, but I
16.
still feel like it's
Who's
He-Man.
Chris
You need
Evans?
Is
someone
that
more.
Captain America?
Captain
Captain
America.
America.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean,
shit.
like, but you still need someone more jacked, you know? Like, you need, like,
Or you
it's
can get the
fucking
dude
He-Man,
playing
dude. Like,
Superman.
He-Man was always.
What's the dude?
Like,
plays
I don't know if you
Superman?
can
He-Man
go
was
skinnier, you know? Like, I don't know if you can
He's
go
a big
skinnier
dude.
on He-Man, dude.
What about the dude that
You
plays
gotta get
know
a
who would
fucking
make a great-
action hero.
Oh,
Great
hold on.
He-Man.
Who?
There's
That guy
there's
plays
this fitness
Oh,
YouTube Instagram guy.
He's tall, big.
and
shit.
he would make literally the perfect, like he is He-Man, and his name is Colin Von Morger,
Okay.
and he's literally
He
like
sounds like a guy
22,
who played
23. He's actually
That's
he
right.
actually plays Arnold Schwarzenegger in the bodybuilding movie that's coming out about Joe
Okay.
Weider.
Perfect.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect.
Yes.
There you go.
Because you said he Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Gotta,
a
like,
guy
you
who
know,
plays the
Colin
Arnold
A guy,
Schwarzenegger.
a guy who
Schwarzenegger.
can fucking play
Yeah,
Arnold,
that's
but
right.
you know, and
Yeah.
you can fucking dress
And he's
him
got to
up.
be wide.
He's gotta
Oh,
be
dude,
fucking
just-
big. Yeah, he's gotta
Yeah.
be pretty.
Because
He-Man
He-Man
was
was
brick
super
shit
pretty,
house.
super
Yeah,
pretty.
man. Brick
Yeah.
shit house all day.
Totally.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you want to avoid the Wolverine paradox. I mean, we all agree that what's his face plays Hugh Jackman
yeah.
plays a very good Wolverine, but in the comics, Wolverine was a monster.
A short.
Monster,
Little
and
bastard.
anybody who read the comics still bitches about that about the movies.
But
They're
I'll
like,
tell
Hugh
you though-
Jackman's too fucking tiny. That's not Wolverine.
But
You
in
know, like-
fairness, Hugh Jackman is the best so far too.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No one even comes close.
No, doesn't
Yeah.
come close. And that absolute fairness. I mean, then that's why I like to separate it, movies from the comics, because the comics,
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
movies are you have artistic license. You're a director. You're a production team. You're paying
Different
for it.
universe.
You're making.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
like the
say whatever the
Avengers
fuck
movie
you want to
coming
say.
out.
Make your fucking movie. It will be judged in the public, and that's all you owe to anybody.
It's interesting. Like who's wait? Tom Hardy. Tom
Oh,
Hardy's playing
yes.
Venom, right?
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman said, "Who would make a great Wolverine when I move on?"
He said
Tom Hardy.
Fuck
So it's
yeah,
like Marvel,
I'll ride with that. I'd ride with Tom.
Marvel,
See, Tom
it's-
Hardy,
it's
yeah,
like-
that's beefed up. That's a little bit next level,
So he could play He-Man?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
I love Tom
He
Hardy.
could. Oh yeah, I
Hardy
go with Tom
He-Man.
Hardy.
He is too
I go for
qualified
Hardy
as an
He-Man.
actor to play He-Man.
Yeah, I think so.
What does that
Maybe that's the
mean?
problem with
Don't
I
He-Man.
agree with you. I agree.
Maybe that's the
Yeah.
problem. It's always been,
Too
I
much
have the
fun.
bone. It's like,
No,
oh,
but now
it's
you're
not.
talking about turning He-Man into an art film. Like,
Let's turn it into an
No.
art film.
Dude, listen, if they
No, it doesn't have the
I'm
legs to
sorry,
stand on.
if
It's
they
real.
can do what they
It's
did
not
to
that
fucking
good.
Aquaman,
He-Man's
they
not
can
that
make
good.
He-Man not look like a fucking
Yes, yes.
So
We're
Skeletor-
talking total rewrite here,
Skeletor
though.
can
You know,
play
I mean, we
by Tom
got
Hanks.
this has to be a
No.
rewrite.
Okay, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is He-Man?
No,
No,
Skeletor.
no. Tom Hanks is Man-at-Arms.
Tom Hanks is Skeletor.
Tom Hanks is like, hey, I'm going to take
Dude,
this
did you
screwdriver,
hey,
this
hey,
scrap metal.
did you
Yeah.
see Polar Express? Tom Hanks could pull off
This
Skeletor.
movie is
It
just
could.
taking
Tom
a-
Hanks could absolutely do the voice of
trying to win an
Skeletor.
Oscar,
Absolutely, Tom Hanks could do it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. The Polar
I think
Express.
Mark Hamill should play Skeletor.
Oh, my.
Of course.
Oh,
But then
wow.
it would just be the
Okay.
Joker.
That's the obvious choice,
Yeah.
though.
It
I
is
mean,
obvious.
he's
I'm
just
not
gonna play
ashamed,
everybody.
No, don't be ashamed.
Like Mark
I
Hamill's
think
just gonna
it's
play
okay.
every villain ever. Then we should
Agreed.
just give him the trophy right now and call it. You know.
Hot team is there.
And I would agree with you 100%. You know.
Tom Hanks would make a good Man-at-Arms or Orko.
Yes.
Tom Hanks as Orko!
That's a fucking diesel compliment.
If the
Oh,
WB
man.
would understand that, the DCEU would be in better shape if they used Ryan's
Absolutely.
logic.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, so many people I hope saw that.
I keep going for a mouse that isn't here.
So, anyway, can I get a clinky from everybody around the bar?
Indeed.
Even if you're not drinking liquor, I understand that.
I didn't
sorry,
even
boys.
consider Orko. Man.
That's actually.
Yeah, Orko's a good one.
Yeah. Oh God, that's ridiculous. Zach Braff
Is Orko?
as Orko. He played the flying monkey in Wizard of Oz movie. All CGI.
What?
Yeah, it is Great and Powerful Oz. I had to watch that with my kids one day, and it
I
was
never
Zach
even watched
Braff.
The Wizard of Oz, so there's that.
Uh,
Oh my god! Oh my god, Neil Patrick Harris
Oh.
jacked up as He-Man.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Jack him up with a CGI body.
If you did
I got a
that,
visual.
I mean,
I got
that's
a
pretty
visual.
great.
Right?
Then you're going comedy, though. Like, then you're going full comedy. I mean,
Don't
there's
I
do that.
don't know if there's any other way to go.
I don't.
I could go
That's
full
Gonna go like a
awful.
Starship
That is a
Troopers.
terrible-
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm
right?
talking about like comic style action film. Now you're going comedy. Now you're going buddy flick. You know, like now we're making stoner jokes
Dude,
and
yeah, like
farts
you might as
and
well
dick
make
jokes.
Will Ferrell.
Like there's a lot of other that's a different. That's a whole different path altogether. We were
John
talking-
C. Riley He-Man.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh my
John C.
God,
Oh
Reilly.
god,
be-
yeah,
that
that
would
would be
be
great.
a different
That would
thing.
be spectacular.
They dye his curls
Yeah,
blonde.
Will Ferrell is fucking Skeletor,
Oh!
and it's Step Brothers 2.
I think Will Ferrell
There
should
you
play
go.
Orko.
There you go, Hollywood. Where's my money? That's it. That's it. I will make you money with. Oh, we will. Oh, come on, let's go, guys. We're all in on this one. You owe us fucking
Whatever.
money.
Whatever.
If Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly
I'm in.
ever touch a fucking Skeletor or He-Man costume, we're getting paid.
We're in. We said it first.
We said it first.
Good job.
Evil Skeletor. To answer the J360's question, you gotta go evil, not goofy.
Yeah, exactly.
you're right.
But the thing is, evil sort of, because the more you listen to him talk, the more you think of like Dr. Evil version.
No,
of
he's
evil.
got to talk
Like-
less than in the.
Like Skeletor is like
Skeletor
like
needs to
the
come
pussy version of
So
an
Michael Myers
evil-
plays Skeletor.
Like he's not like legit evil. He comes up with stupid shit and whines. Like he's
Yeah,
a
he's a
bitch.
whiner.
He's a bitch.
He's a whiner.
Like Hordak
Yeah.
is the shit though. He doesn't
Yeah,
fucking.
Hornet doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly.
like
So,
what's his
so
name from
as
Breaking
far as
Bad?
Skeletor goes, you need someone that has that fucking annoying,
name?
whiny voice that he has.
In the first 2
but
seasons,
also can pull off
Tuco.
evilish,
Who
and
can
I
be
think
petulant.
David Tennant
He
can
can be
do that.
petulant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said
Hordak
David
is
Tennant.
Tuco. From Breaking
I don't-
Bad. He doesn't give a screaming fuck
I don't
when anyone thinks he
know.
does, yeah.
Like Hordak is like sort of half pig man. So you have to like he
Is he a
snorts
pig
and he
bear
has
man?
like he has a
The man
snout.
Man bear pig.
So like you have to consider who is
Or is
good
it
with
some
a
sort of
snout.
bear pig man?
So listen, everybody. So right now, what I want to do is I want to thank Stones and Hatim again for being here tonight.
Yes.
Because you guys fucking filling in for some absences tonight has been fucking amazing and brilliant.
Yes, sir.
And our special guest tonight has been Eric.
Yes.
And dude, I just want to thank you so
Yeah,
much for
dude.
being here tonight.
Yeah.
It's been
My
great
man.
having you
Absolutely.
here
Pleasure,
tonight,
bro.
dude.
Absolutely, dude.
Thank you guys so much.
Now-
appreciate it.
I kind of thought before we cut to the second break, because I know he's got to bail at around 11. He's got to
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Has to go because he's in the middle of your
Yes, my
train.
prep.
You're
My
prepping right
contest
now.
prep. Yeah.
Okay, so we've never talked about bodybuilding at this bar ever once.
Surprise.
So like,
That's what we drink.
I am curious what you have to say about it.
Why don't you just go around the room and critique all of this?
As you can tell, we've all dabbled in bodybuilding.
Especially you.
I've dabbled in house building, but not so much with the body.
I am a physique competitor. So pretty much I'm the guy on the stage that wears board shorts, not with the string up the butt per se.
Yeah.
All right.
Not rocking the G-string.
Yes, but it's still bodybuilding. I'm
Yeah.
building my body. And pretty much what it is, it's I mean, some people look at it as just a continuous grueling hell.
Yeah.
But I think it's awesome. I think it's a lot of fun because in my opinion, we're talking about Arnold, we're talking about He-Man, we're talking about The Rock. What's the one thing they all have in common? This Greek, like mythical god figure,
you're totally
and
right.
it goes with the mental state too.
Yeah, the drive.
A commitment to it.
Yes, that's what it does for me. The dedication, being able to go. I'm going to commit to this continuously for however long. I think if fuck bodybuilding. Put bodybuilding aside. If anyone and everyone just did that and had that same determination and same commitment to a goal or something they want to do in life, that there should be no fucking reason why you can't achieve that.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's what I love
agree.
about it so much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's what I do.
So when did you start?
I started competing 3 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, UFC Jim Shrewsbury is when
That's where I know.
Yeah,
That's where I know
yeah.
you're from. Yeah.
and that's where I did my my first show. I always lifted and was into fitness and training and everything. And the one thing I really wanted to do was bodybuilding. I just didn't know how to go about it. Like, where do you sign up for this?
Yeah.
Like I don't. Is this held at certain places? And then I competed my first show. I fell in love with the process, not just going on stage and flexing and posing.
Yeah.
It goes so in depth too, weighing out your food, okay, timing your food. Am I going to use this amount of carbohydrates for pre-workout or post-workout? The sleep, the recovery, the water intake.
Yeah.
There literally is.
It's a job. Yeah.
Yes,
It's a job,
it's
yeah.
a full-time job. But I tell everyone, they're like, "What's it like on stage?" And I'm like, "Well, it's war, except everyone has smiles on their faces. That's what it is. You're being judged solely, and that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
This sport will fucking break you down, eat you up, chew you up, and spit you the fuck out, and then take a big old dump on you and then light it on fire.
Right.
I've seen so many people go backstage, the bikini competitors, like they're crying, they got tears because they didn't place or whatever,
Yeah.
because
They have so much invested in it.
Well, yeah, a lot of time and effort, and I mean, you know, it's all, you know, it's based on your going to the gym, doing your, you know, like going through.
The one thing with the human race, us as a race, human nature, vanity. Everybody wants to look good or a certain way, their own style. I mean, Jesus Christ, the scum of the earth. I'm gonna say it. If you don't like it, I don't care. The Kardashians. All right, the scum of the earth. Like, that's what people watch and go, that's beautiful. Like, I have to do this.
It's a big problem. We have a big Kardashian fan base.
Really? Sorry, I'm not sorry.
We lost half our viewers.
Right? Sorry, guys. I'll get him back.
But you're right. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, but that's what human nature is, vanity, and you know, these people that work so hard on looking a certain way, going on stage and having these 5 people and hundreds of people behind them going, nah, I'm gonna deduct that because that's too small or that's too big, nothing's symmetrical. And you're standing there with a smile on your face going, oh, this is cramping, that's cramping, you have sharpshooting pains going up your lats, you're going,
I can imagine.
They tell you to turn around, face the thing, you switch, and you can be on stage for 8 to 10 minutes doing that. People collapse, you know. It's like.
Do you feel like a piece of meat?
You are.
Right? Pretty much, you are.
So
but you're just so engulfed in. I have to fucking place. I need that. All right, that guy has. You know, he's looking good. What I really need to do my posing.
Yeah, right.
Like kill it on stage. While I'm looking down and seeing these people either shake their heads or do this to the next judge, and it just, man, it breaks you fucking down.
Well, yeah, there's no meaning behind it. That's the reason why. It's just shallowness. So on top of shallowness, it's got to be torture for anybody that's actually in it. Like,
I mean, is it definitely like a version of shallowness? Absolutely. It's literally about your physical self. Right. You know, like it's not like you're writing a book. But what you have to go through and the
get there, to personally
totally. The process.
And well, that's what it's. You know, I mean, that's what it. That's the problem. Is what it should be more about is the process. You know what I mean? Like you should be seeing people lifting and doing things like that. Like if you wanted to say like that would be freaking awesome too. Is to see like the lifting segments and competition
Can I speak to that?
on the way to the end result. You know what I mean?
Speak to that point.
Like why just cut straight to that and make it all about just judging people? Like, why not show what they did to get there and how it's scored? And how, you know what I mean?
Can you describe your resume a little bit?
Hold on a second. Wait a second. I want to say something. So I know you. I know you from going to the UFC gym with you there, and one of the things that inspired me about you is that when you post the process. So like what he's saying about what it takes to get there being so fucking important, right? When you talk about like what you eat, what you do, how you have to live in order to fucking achieve this, dude, that's the shit that I pay the most fucking attention to.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, like
that's
this
a
guy.
long-ass road.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit to do.
But like when you narrow things down to like your nutrition and shit like that, I'm like, that's the fucking science of it that like I give a shit about.
It is.
That's what I care about.
Yeah.
It's a science, and that's and I would like to touch base on this if I could.
Sure.
The majority of people, you mentioned bodybuilding, and they see pictures like,
stereotypes.
Steroids. All right. No, food, training, sleep. You don't have to take things.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people do in any professional sport?
Of course.
You're competing against someone else. You know, yes.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, it's what the ironic thing. I mean, like anybody who's into baseball, anybody who knows anything about baseball knows how badly it's split down the middle. Because it's not like
it's definitely split down the middle.
It's illegal. So certain ones are illegal. And certain ones like you gotta inject a lot of shit and do so. You know what I mean? But there are supplements people can take. You know what I mean? Like there are supplements people can take that are approved for use. Like, I mean, shit, you can't turn on the TV now with people selling HGH on fucking commercials to women.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, to older women. Like, they're selling HGH to older women, and then they have, like, more subtle commercials selling HGH to fucking men. But as athletes, it's because of the purity of the sport that you're held to the higher standards. So there's the catch-22 there. You know what I mean? It's not that, like it's like getting to say we don't agree with this, but yeah, everybody, dude, this shit's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like so. I mean, where's the you can kind of understand why people are tempted. You know what I mean? Like because it's thrown in your fucking face all day. Yes. And then where's the fine line? Like that's the thing. Then it becomes about the sport that you're in. You know what I mean? Like. Then it's what's illegal, what's on the banned list. Like you can take this vitamin and this vitamin and this and this and this, but then you cross to this one, and because it's got an additive, so it's very specific. Just the rules of the sports tend to be flexible. You know what I mean? Like,
go ahead.
There was a study shown, and this is Olympic athletes. This is not bodybuilding. It's not football. Olympic athletes.
Yeah.
And it was a survey of questions, and one of the questions was, if you were able to take a drug knowing that it was going to kill you in 5 years' time, but you would win gold, would you take it? Right. 3/4 of them said yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn.
Olympic athletes.
Damn.
So that mindset, what that
yeah,
does
it's
to
there
you,
before, you know.
It just drives you to that point where you're gonna go, I'll die in 5 years, but at least I won.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wait,
when you think
but
about
what
it.
do you think about that?
That's the competitiveness and the commitment too. It's
honestly,
setting out, you know.
I don't know what you think about that.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. There is a part of me that does agree with it, but it's a very, very small part. The majority of me,
right?
No,
you can understand where that mindset comes.
Exactly.
The desire to be the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on, but the desire to be the best is one of those fucking types of goals that keeps you achieving constantly as you move forward.
Exactly.
So at the same time, I do know what you mean by that. Absolutely. What do you want to ask?
So, a good friend of mine was in the 2000 Olympics, right? And she was a gymnast. She was considered one of the hot gymnasts of the year, or whatever the heck. She didn't make it quite to the Olympics, but she was like second or third runner-up. And she was on deck in case some bullshit happened with any of the other fucking gymnasts that were on site at the time. So she was there. She got to that level. And what she said to me was she had no idea at the time that she was training that all of her dietary suggestions from her coach actually turned out to be insanely unhealthy for her, but got the most out of her for that period of time. How the fuck do you you think that you've done damage to yourself with what you've done? Do you think that this should be buyer beware of some of the shit out there? What's an honest view of that?
I mean, I'll call it as it is. I mean, do I think that I have caused some damage? Yes.
Okay.
Long term, I wouldn't say long term.
Sure.
Yeah.
For example, last season, I had 3 shows lined up. I was getting ready for my second show. 3 weeks before that show, my body shut down. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Feet hit the floor. Pain up the legs. Drop.
Overdid it.
Went awesome.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
What happened in 3 weeks? I went on stage.
Sure.
I got
So you think
better.
you're skimming across that ceiling then, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
But you have watched.
There's definitely a fine line.
Okay.
All right. There's definitely a fine line, and in regards to nutrition, it's lower this, raise this. So it's not like I'm starving myself. That's another thing. Like people are like, oh, you're starving yourself. I'm like, no, I have breakfast,
Nutrition
lunch,
is
and dinner.
75% of the challenge.
Yes.
Okay, I've heard that. I'm
Absolutely.
just confirming
it's
it.
the truth.
That's awesome.
It's the truth.
Okay.
But in regards to your friend with the Olympics, I mean,
she
had no idea.
She had no idea, and now she's older. She's a little bit. I mean, she still looks hot. Don't get me wrong. But she's like, this is right. This is healthy for me. Like, this is where I should be. I had no idea back then.
I mean,
so that's unfortunate. That's what I think. I think that's unfortunate.
Olympic level,
because you're exploiting people at that point. They don't know what the fuck they're getting into.
No, and at that level, I mean, Jesus, look what happened recently with the Olympic gymnast coach and everything.
Totally.
So there's shit that goes on every different.
I never asked her if she ever got touched by that guy.
And
I should give her.
Alright, so we're gonna say
around the same
soundboard where you belong. Get off camera. I know you can't see this, but everybody else can see you. Maybe you don't have to deal with it.
Oh man.
Wow.
Jesus.
That was funny though.
It was fun. Listen.
So how was your first time up? So you prep, you're like, this is it. You must have been so damn nervous.
Yeah, right? I can't imagine.
I wish I was wearing a diaper. I wish I was wearing a diaper.
Well, wait, you know, he has been, he's been a musician. He's been on a stage before, so he knows,
But
like,
and
that's like, I can get on a stage, but dude, honestly, just standing there in my fucking in shorts, just like
trying to look good.
Everybody fucking, there it is.
But what
like,
you just said about
fucking
I was on stage and stuff, right?
Like you know, I know you know how to be on stage.
I was on stage with the same 4 other dudes, and people were there to listen to the music.
Exactly, you can hide behind the music.
You know? Going on stage, and there's those dudes there, and judging you with all the other people in the back and the lights. And that's the other thing too. You got the spray tan on, and then the lights are just like, and then you start sweating and shit. And then spray tan in the eyes, and you're like, it's like everyone thinks bodybuilding is glamorous.
Oh, dude, you're probably like,
fucking not.
You're probably
you want to see the most miserable, smelliest people? Go backstage at a bodybuilding show.
Oh shit, dude! They're spraying.
Everyone's just like,
they're spraying
I want water. I want.
Hold on. Let me ask you something, dude. You posted a picture of yourself recently somewhere on social media, and it was like when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
And you were kind of just a skinny dude. Why choose to do this?
You know what's funny? I wasn't a teenager. I was like 25. I was like 25.
Jesus Christ, that's not even that long ago.
I think I was like playing golf.
It's not even that long ago.
No. Well, here's the thing: the different lifestyles, music, metal, hardcore. It was about, all right, I'm gonna have mesh shorts, the old school blue classic Vans, a bandana around my head, just jumping on stage.
Classic Vans.
Yeah,
he
knows
it. Like what do you drive around in and pick up chicks, or what do you put on your feet?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
But like, you know, those different styles, like, I don't know, it's I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, motivation, you know, like some people, it's everybody's.
Yeah, what takes you to a place where you go, okay, I'm gonna.
I was always told I never had the wrists. Can you confirm that?
You got good wrists.
I got good wrists.
Very, very strong wrists.
I
feel a lot of jerking off going on.
The right one, a little slower.
Honestly, it came down to, okay, I did music. All right, I was in this band. This is how it's supposed to be. That band, this is how it's supposed to be, and portray myself. And then the band fell apart. I'm
big fan of Trent Reznor, I'm assuming.
9 Inch Nails is definitely one of my favorite acts. Favorite acts.
Yeah. Oh, aren't we all?
Yeah, well,
for sure.
They're awesome.
For sure.
But I was like, okay, I rely on other people to make something work.
Yeah.
And it just kept falling apart. And I'm like, I'm gonna figure out something that I could do and do by myself, and if I fuck up, I have only myself to blame.
Yeah, but then you realize how much of a failure you truly are.
Well, I hope that never happens. But I worked in the medical field.
Right.
All right.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is awesome. You know, drawing people's blood, making people feel good.
Stones didn't work in the medical field.
He drove around the medical field.
Stones specialized in the try not to crash the ambulance field.
Yeah. I was helping people, and I liked it. And I was like, you know what? I want to help people in a different way. And then I got into fitness and personal training.
Right.
And then I was like, yo, like,
You were doing something orthopedic. You were doing something orthopedic.
No. Phlebotomy. Drawn blood. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And then doing EKGs and stress testing and all that stuff.
So you got into that and just said, "Hey, I enjoy this," and
it wasn't my passion.
Yeah. Right.
But you saw it. You saw it.
And you know, I got into bodybuilding and everything.
Sure.
You know? So I always watched bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know? But you know, and then, you know, life happens. You know, relationships and all this shit.
Sure.
And, you know, life happened, and literally, I hid myself away into nothing but go to the gym and eat clean. Go to sleep at 9:30 every night.
Well, the
It
best
literally
guitar
did that.
players
Hold on. Let me tell you something. You know what's weird about that?
I mean,
He might be a complete asshole, but as of recently, he totally cleaned up his act, his drinking, his eating, and everything.
I mean, you couldn't
And he
tell
came
by
over here.
looking
You
at
couldn't
it,
tell
but-
right now, but a week ago he walked in the house and he was just like, I can't tell you how fucking good I feel right now.
Good,
because
man.
he cleaned up all the shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know, so, and dude,
He
I totally
hates
fucking
it.
feel it. Yeah, but
I feel great. I don't like it.
But you
No
do
more
hate
back
it.
alley
Yeah.
STDs.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes life will happen, and in a
You're
whatever
like, holy
way,
shit, how did I get out this side? of it?
whatever way it's like, hey, you gotta change.
Yeah.
You gotta make a change. I
Yeah,
don't know
because
what
you're
the
like,
change
I'm gonna
is.
die real early if I
But
keep
make
doing
it.
this.
You know, make
Yeah.
like do something for
Yeah.
you that's gonna benefit you in a positive way. And I found it through.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you two more things.
Sure.
Because we're just after 11 o'clock.
Nutritional
And I know you got shit
Nutritional
you,
tips.
you
If
have to do.
videos or
Fire
resources
away.
Shut up,
or-
Stones.
I'm just
Fire
saying.
away.
Plug 'em.
So here's the deal. Number one, where can people find you online if you need to find what you do?
On the World
Find me
Wide Web.
online, yes, the worldwide interweb. Instagram, Swollen City Fitness.
Swole.
Facebook, Swollen City Fitness, Eric Stefan. NPC.com. I think that's it.
And my last question for you. First off, I want to say thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for
Dude,
having me,
you've been
guys.
fucking
Really,
awesome.
this was
Thank you
awesome.
tonight, man.
You guys are great.
Yeah, really
like,
fun.
seriously,
Good
I
times.
really
This was a lot of
appreciate it.
fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So much.
but dude, it's awesome having you here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
this is
you're
great.
able to
Great.
jump
I
in,
love it.
you're able to jump into the conversation, you're able to take the shit, deflect it back, and dude, it's just been great having you here tonight, man.
And I'm 10 minutes away, by the way.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Great.
right down the road.
Good, because I
love
hope
it.
you'll come here next
That's
season.
friggin'
dude.
Lulu.
And so my other question to you is, and we reserve this for guests, if you had a final word, something you had to say to the whole world right now, it's the last thing you get to say, and the whole world's watching, what would it be?
Kim Jong-un's like, button on the finger.
Not your final word.
All I can say is, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And if you wake up and you're breathing, both your arms work, both your legs work, it's a good day. And no matter with all the bullshit going on in the world, just worry about you and your loved ones. And that's it. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I really appreciate
Can't
it.
argue with that.
Yeah,
Absolutely, sir.
Cheers to that.
Absolutely.
yes, we're going to cut to
Cheers,
the second
boys.
break, man. And right before we cut to the second break, I just want to say again, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Rick,
man.
absolutely,
For being
man.
a
Pleasure,
fucking
my friend.
guest,
Dude, that was great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
absolutely
you.
great. Absolutely great.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Again, thank you so much.
Did you do the rules at 3?
No, I'm down.
Can you handle this?
Ready?
Is your
Can you
chip
handle the
brain
rules at 3,
able to
folks?
fucking
Tune in
manage
after
this?
this.
Bottle of clink. It can't really shake.
Everything down.
Speaking of dead chicks,
Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
I saw this Vice thing. It's kind of old. Have you guys talked about the quicksand fetish?
no, no,
Are you guys aware of the quicksand fetish?
no, but I'm interested.
So apparently,
I like the name.
Apparently, this all started with like Tarzan when like apparently that was like the opening scene into the sexuality of
That was a
Tarzan back
trigger.
in the 60s.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Well, now they have like full blown studios that takes requests, and they have like quicksand scenes, and like people do either like sex scenes or they do like fetish or they do like
Do they fuck in
Star
the
Trek.
sand?
No, the chicks drown
stuck,
in the sand.
and
they
the
get
guy
stuck in
comes
the
and rescues
quicksand.
them?
No, not all the time. It depends on the quicksand scene.
Sometimes they die.
Like you
You
said,
gotta
This is
sign a
real
waiver.
life. This
Like,
isn't some
apparently-
fucking
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
like apparently
Yeah.
the bubble up is you know
Powerful.
Yeah,
it's
you got
part
to
of
sign
the-
a waiver.
part
Like,
of
yeah,
the
you might not
script.
come out. It's
And,
just like finally, real danger.
And after watching this Vice story, I know way too much about this because, like, apparently the best natural mud holes are somewhere bordering between America and Canada, and people covet these particular when they find a good mud hole to do these quicksand scenes in, that they get requests from people. People pay for this. People actually
pay to drown in quicksand.
No, they pay to have the impression of a woman drowning in the quicksand. Like, this is a real actual fetish
so
that people
jack off watching women in quicksand is what you're saying?
Jack off or just get
This
aroused
is the same
or
guy
have
that
some
wrote
type
that.
of...
Is it normal? Isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
Like, but and they're talking about how this whole economy seems to be dying off because people aren't as interested
First
in it.
it was the alpacas and now this.
Once Hollywood stopped using quicksand as a dramatic scene in all their movies.
Well, I say we bring it back to the, maybe the next Star Wars movie needs a good quicksand.
Yeah, let's get this back. What happened all that?
What happened all that quicksand? Where'd it go?
always was like that was the dramatic
thing, yeah,
moment.
We're gonna write a book about this. It's called Dried Up. The story of quicksand.
Yeah. It worked in comedies. There was quicksand in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? There was
quicksand in The Princess Bride that played a very important role.
And a million other movies.
Look at fucking Neverending Story.
Yeah. Is it normal that I eat actual carpet? I've always loved the smell
I like
of
that
carpeting.
they had to specify actual carpet.
Yeah. Not that bullshit carpet.
Yeah, not that fur from my pet's carpet.
Yeah.
Or the...
I've always loved the smell of carpeting, but probably about 2 years ago, the smell literally made my mouth water, and I wanted to try it. At first, I just got scissors and cut off some of the top of the carpet and chewed on it, then spit it out. Now it has escalated to actually pulling carpet out of the floor and eating it. Why do I have this
70s
urge?
shag carpet?
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
what carpet are they cutting with scissors? I mean,
His living room's got
is it
big
like covered in
bald patches.
Doritos?
I hope it's like one of those AstroTurf fucking
You're just eating
things.
rubber bristles.
Yeah.
Rubbery bristles.
It's all uneven. He's
Are
like,
there
I'm going for a theme
this is
here.
the best one. Are there health risks?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
so.
Dirt
It's
and
covered
glue.
in fucking chemicals. That
Yeah.
smell isn't like a natural
Yeah, right.
essence.
Yeah, you don't find that in the jungle.
Yeah, you don't get that in the
Well, I don't
carpet.
know.
That's not the smell of carpet trees.
From what I hear, there's a lot of microfibers in clams these days.
Yeah. That's what the clam said.
Dick fiber.
Hey. I've also found a lot of eating carpet jokes, of course, so please don't make any in the comments.
Please don't.
I might
is it filled with
I
carpet
might
eating
have
jokes?
Pics, maybe.
Pics?
I've also had the urge to eat sand, but that's it. Thank
What's
you.
pics?
But that's it. No, that's it. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, nothing weird.
PIX? Is it a...
No, PICS. Pictures. I
pictures.
I might have pictures. I don't know what that's. I don't know what if he's offering them up or
he's trying to
asking
sell
for
them.
them or
This is a scam.
Yeah, but selling them what? This is me eating carpet on a
Same people
Polaroid.
have the fucking quicksand fetish. I mean, what the fuck?
I've also had the urge to eat sand, but that's it. But that's it.
That's
Thank
where
you.
I draw the line.
I will not eat
Everybody has a
placenta.
bottom.
Yeah. I will not eat that foam mat. I will not eat the linoleum.
That's
I
why-
will not eat.
This is why Dave Chappelle quit show business.
Because of shit like
It was
this?
past his bottom. It was past his line.
Yeah. Hold on now. One more, is it normal? Because these are my three favorite ones I found. Is it okay to be scared if people hear you using the toilet?
I actually know a couple people that are, they turn on the sink on.
A lot of people do
Yeah,
that.
a lot of people do that too when they're snorting dope in the bathroom.
Oh, that's true.
And they don't
too.
want you to hear.
Yeah.
They turn the thing
Yeah,
on.
you could hear them snorting still, nonetheless, even if they turn the fucking sink on. I mean, that's pretty lame as far as.
Well, the thing is that shushing water sounds like sniffing stuff. They blend into it. I'll tell you what, it's better than not.
I think you have to train your sniff right. I mean,
Yeah,
to
well,
you have
if
to
you're a
mimic your
respectable
sniffing
drug
noise.
user, I'd imagine you've trained your sniff.
You have to train that sniff to fucking
Yeah.
get it to match.
Train your
The
sniff.
faucet, you know.
Yeah.
And then you got, Molar, or, Kohler and fucking
Molar,
Moen.
Kohler.
Doler, McNoller, blah,
You got
blah,
all the different brands.
Yeah.
Different water pressures depending on your region.
Well, look, man,
God,
you just
what
got
a
to
mountain.
practice, dude.
What a mountain to climb.
Some people cure cancer, other people learn how to adjust their sniff.
Sniff to the faucet.
Yeah.
Frequency.
But yeah, man, it could be. I mean, let's say you're on a date and you got to have a shit.
Right. You know, you
It's
don't.
a small place. You
You
can't
don't
help
have a
it.
shit.
What do you do if you can't help it? What if it's an emergency, Stones?
I don't know, man. I've always been able to hold back. I've never been to a hippie, a music festival that I couldn't hold back for 3 days.
That's not healthy.
Yeah, but I mean, neither is using whatever
I
public
hear
facilities that are
I hear that.
available
Well, it's
to you
better,
at the
it might be
time,
better to
you
stay
know?
away from those places.
I
It's a lot of
have
bad
now.
shit,
Yes,
you know?
it took a few years of
So yeah, took a couple of
debauchery.
nosedives, but we're out of the shit. I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of people like listening to your shit who you don't know.
Who you don't know.
Yeah,
But the people you do know, you're like,
It's
come
a
on, gather
bonding-
round,
Yeah.
guys.
bonding experience.
Gather round.
If any of you know what I should do or have any suggestions of how to get rid of this problem, I'd be happy for you to tell me. I'll tell you. Just gather everybody around, take a shit in front of everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's definitely an icebreaker.
Yeah.
For sure.
And just be like, look, I got to do this. And if you love me, you'll understand.
Right. Right.
And you'll help me.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, fine. Everybody stands around. You take a shit embarrassingly.
Hey, we should all hold hands while we do it.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable. And then everyone has to make eye contact, too.
Take me to a place that's more or less a circle of toilets. We'll get the whole family on board.
That's
We're
it.
all shit in unison.
That's the new retreat. That's the new out in the middle of Arizona in the fucking heat tent.
It is
should be
definitely a
circle of
viral
toilets.
video.
Yeah.
It's a viral video.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it, but you could do it.
No, I'm
but
not gonna
credit
do it
me
either.
on it a little bit.
I'm not gonna,
you know?
I'm not gonna do it either.
I came up with that.
All the toilets are shaped like clams.
Yeah. Oh, keep your dicks out, folks. Just asses only. All right? Sarah, what do you got next?
Well, let's see. What do we have to talk about here?
All right. Okay.
Okay, so, all right, so a man in his 20s keeps clogging the women's restroom in a DeLand community center in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. He has
Sheboygan.
evaded. He's
heard that town
evaded capture for 3 years. He's caused 30 clogs and $3,000 in damage.
How do they know he's
now,
in his
this is what
20s?
the this is what the cops said. The police say the vandal will be charged to the fullest extent of the law.
What's the fullest
First
extent
of, all,
of that law?
How
Yeah.
the fuck are they a vandal? Is this seriously too close to my mouth?
Yes, it's popping. So I'm trying to get it to stop doing that.
Pop.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
To the fullest extent of the law. So how is he a vandal? I don't get it. Like, maybe he's an asshole
Yeah.
for like I mean he's in the women's bathroom. I don't know if like you can get arrested for being in the wrong bathroom.
Yeah, right,
but like
right.
Yeah, especially in today's PC world.
especially in Sheboygan.
Yeah, right. In
But
Sheboygan.
the thing I don't get is like it might be shit. An asshole move to like go and maybe not to purposely clog a toilet, but go to the same place knowing you'll probably. But it's not fucking vandalism. Like
Yeah.
if it's a publicly, if
But
the
he's purposely clogging toilets? I mean, he's
I
going
don't
out there.
know.
And,
I doubt it. It sounds like someone who like doesn't have the money to pay for their fucking water bill.
Yeah, or maybe
that
he's
just
just-
has a lot of some issues.
maybe he's wiping too deep, you know, and he's just wiping too much and he's clogging a toilet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that counts
How do
as
they know
vandalism.
his age? But have,
I don't know. Maybe
mean,
they caught him on the fucking bathroom cam.
No, like, hey,
The
look, a guy in his
bath cam.
20s on the bath cam. This week on Community Center Bath Cam.
Some guy in his 20s
Who's
clogs up.
clogging the bowl. We're on the scene. And they start interviewing the community people, and they're all old as fuck. They don't know what's going on. Like,
This is a man beyond his years because in their 20s you're supposed to have hope.
yeah, right. Maybe this is a source of his hope. Maybe he goes there every day and he goes, I'm going to clog your people's toilet, and I'm never going to be like you.
I'm never gonna conform.
Yeah, I'm never going to be like you dealing with a person like me.
Do you think he's using family cloth?
No, this guy is
No.
not using family. Well, he
No.
might be if he's clogging toilets to that extent. I mean, he might be using one cloth
He brings
per wipe.
his family
It's like,
cloth.
Yeah, but it's like so many
Hand
cloths.
knitted by his grandma.
Yeah, it just fills the toilet up with little squares, little shitty
Right,
smeared
they arrest him
squares.
and
Yeah.
fine him, and he's like, "What are you talking about? This is
Yeah,
there's
they look-
articles written about
Yeah,
this."
well, you just flushed the whole pair of jeans down the fucking toilet, asshole. So you fucking broke this shit.
My grandma said, "Wipe as many times as I need."
Yeah.
$3,000 worth of damage.
Man,
that's a lot of roto rooting.
Yeah, That's a lot of taking your shit to the same place. You said he did this several times, right?
30 times over 3 years.
Yeah, okay, enough's
That's,
enough.
well, that's $100.
That's 10 times a year.
It's $100 a clip. I mean, if you spread that out, I mean, it's not really that
Look,
big of
man,
a deal.
if you're doing 10 toilet clogs a year, whether it's here or not, you need to see a doctor. 10 toilet clogs. Figure your shit out. You're fucking up in life if you get fucking 10 toilet clogs.
I keep family cloth in the truck just in case.
And I got a return home bag.
It's like an old Awesome Talk shirt.
Yeah. Sometimes when I shit in the truck, I gotta wipe with something. Oh my god, we gotta do a commercial for this.
And it's like Struggle's face.
Yeah. That right there, that's my
That's my good buddy.
He'll be the raping
Struggy.
clown.
That's my cloth. That's my cloth caddy. After a wipe, I toss it in, take it home, wash it, and use it again. They're all stained as shit. One's got blood on it.
He's like, these are multi-purpose. Every time I get a hold of my jeans, poof, patch.
Yeah. Sure, it looks like a dinosaur wiped his ass with me. But at least I ain't got no holes in my jeans.
How fucking, like, do you think that they're just like, oh, if we have a guest over, they just have to use our shit?
Yeah,
like, or
right,
do you
yeah.
think they have like a guest toilet roll?
I think you need a warning for that kind of shit. I think if you have a guest coming over, you'd be like, look, listen, my family, we use these toilet wipes that they're reusable. You might want to think about picking up, or I don't have a roll here. We don't do that anymore. Plus, I wouldn't, you know.
Grab the Charmin's wet wipes. They fit in your pocket right.
Yeah. My recommendation is do anything but expect to wipe normally when you get here. Or take a shit before you get
Imagine
here.
that conversation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like one of those awkward but necessary.
You guys never answered. How do you think you'd be different as a person if you grew up in a household where and you can't say, oh, I would have fought it, because you wouldn't have known any better. If you grew up that way, that's normal for you.
I feel like it wouldn't be so dissimilar to like growing up in a trap house.
Yeah, well,
like not knowing that you're in a trap house until you're way older, and you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have dealt all that crack out the window.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you what, I grew up, and I'm not dissing the man or anything. My father was about 500 pounds, and he had the diet of a fucking, you know,
he took some
of a
massive
walrus.
shits,
and like
took up forever.
Took shits that were
to shit
beyond your comprehension.
I was,
and it's gonna take. I tell you what, Stones, it would take.
I wasn't holding his hand, but I was close enough to the door.
It would take a hell of a lot more than several little cloth squares to clean that fucking mess up. And I'll tell you what, those cloth squares would have been done. They would have looked like your sneakers after the Tough Mudder.
I'm surprised he didn't get fined for $3,000 worth of damage.
I know. Jesus Christ. So I got to tell you, Sarah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, how did that make you feel when you were older or younger?
How did what make me feel?
Your dad's giant shits.
Like, how do I feel about it now?
Right.
He writes poems to them.
Yeah, I write poetry to my dad's shit is the name of my book. Like, here, my dad's shit. Be it large and splashing.
The family cloth drips.
The plunger handle
is
busts
dancing.
apart. What the water cannot. Oh, yeah, look at the porcelain, how satisfied it is swallowing this giant turd. Oh, and the smell.
This is awful.
Yeah, right. Japan's slowest roller coaster derails. Passengers don't notice.
They just must have been a shitty ride if they didn't notice.
Yeah.
It's just a parked car.
It was reported that a wheel in the first car disengaged with the rail, causing the entire train to grind to a halt. A woman in her 30s and her 6-year-old son, who were on the ride at the time of the accident, explained to Asahi Shinburn, quote, "The coaster was moving so slowly, I didn't notice it had stopped." Oh, and then it gets crazy. Wait. However, things got kind of scary when park staff began trying to push the train and hitting it with hammers, all the while not explaining what had happened to the riders. Customers began to call the emergency police number and rescue crews arrived.
They dump it into a quicksand pit.
It's like just a bunch of toothless maniacs with hammers climb it and start hitting it with hammers over there. Is this part of the ride? Is this the scary part?
Like the guy with his clam fucking dick,
Yeah.
with a bunch of fucking toothless motherfuckers with hammers just starting to bust it apart around him. He's like, wait, hold on. Hold on, guys, wait.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What's happening? And then later on she said, I want to find the line I read because it was so good. Why did they start hitting it with hammers? They should know people on Japan's slowest roller coaster are easily frightened. Somebody said that. I don't know who said that.
Is this like a roller coaster at an old age home? Why would you put a roller coaster at an old age home? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
But
feel like an elevator is a roller coaster at an old age home.
yeah, I guess so.
Can ride if has heart issues.
Yeah. This is in Arakawa Ward, Tokyo. So, yeah. So they didn't notice it stopped. Yep, you can't get much slower than 0 kilometers per hour. You did it, family coaster.
Right. Way to Fukushima it up.
Yeah. Right. Hey, oh. Mother crashed car into pole to prove to kids God is real.
I mean, what was the end goal there? There had to have been some type of a point to...
Sitting in a police car, children explain what happened before the crash. You think she did it on purpose, the officer asked? Yeah, because she turned. Her eyes was closed, and she was saying, blah, 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 I love God, one daughter said. She didn't want us to just have a car accident. She wanted us to know that God is real.
What a Fight Club scene that was.
The kids are 5 and 7, so it must have been the 7-year-old. I love that line. Her eyes was closed, and she was saying, blah, 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 I love God.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a way to make your kids believers.
Yeah, right. Here, I'm going to show you, kids. He's going to intervene. Everybody buckle up.
Yeah.
Why do we need to buckle up if he's going to intervene?
They
See, we didn't die.
In the car accident, they live, the mom dies, and they're like, thanks, God, he is real.
Yeah. Now we can get away from this person.
Now we can have all the pudding we ever wanted.
Yeah.
Now we can get rid of these family cloths.
Don't have to eat that placenta anymore.
Yeah.
Those frozen placenta ice cubes once a year.
I got to be honest. I haven't had just about as much placenta as a 7-year-old could
Jake
possibly
puts the
ingest.
placenta in the blend center, and then puts them in the ice cube tray with little popsicle sticks.
Oh, man. Here, kids, have a placenta stick.
Not even
placenticle.
Not even popsicle sticks. That's too professional.
Yeah,
Toothpicks.
right.
The ice tray toothpick trick.
Yeah, with the cellophane
They're
over the
only
top.
Dixie cups.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's why they're bigger.
So you can layer the color combos.
Yeah. Because I know I like multicolored placenta. I like the blue, the yellow, the green. On my placenticles.
They look like the Fry Guys from McDonald's.
The guys look fucked up, man. They don't even look like anything.
They definitely look like placenta popsicles.
Yeah. Not the fry. Is that
Who
the
the
fry
fuck is
guys?
The three.
He's talking about the 3 things that look at what are they?
The little
Three
furry
things that look like the
fucking-
furry little things. What are they called? What the hell are those
I thought
guys?
those are the Fry
Oh,
Guys.
they are the fry
That's
guys.
what I thought.
Yeah, they're the fry guys. He's right.
I'm not sure.
They look like they're covered in dreadlocks with soft French fries.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
And
They
it's
just
like
kind of mumble
yeah,
shit.
just a mumbling ball of shit.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but anyway, the point is the placenticle would look like a fry guy.
Yeah.
You know, if I can get to the bottom line of what we're trying to say here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, these kids, yeah. Oh, thank God, no more of that. Police say Warren told the children to buckle up their seatbelts, which she accelerated into the pole. Wow.
And does she get to keep them? Does she get to keep making
For
more?
religious purposes.
I don't know. They're like with their aunt and uncle or something now, their grandparents.
She's like, I could practice my religion however I want.
Yeah.
I'm protected.
Yeah. That's all I'm doing here. I'm just trying to teach my kids the right way.
Right into a pole.
Yeah. Well, why'd you make him put seatbelts on for? You should have him just
Yeah,
go lay out
right?
in the
That's
street.
what I'm
like,
thinking.
If you know what I'm saying?
These God-fearing idiots, they just haven't come to the conclusion yet that it's all pointless bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't fuck me now on purpose since you're upset with me, Stones.
Mics are up. Everyone on the interwebs can hear us.
Screen's not up. Hold on. I got a little cam here. 3, 2. There you go.
We're back?
We're back.
We are back.
We're
Welcome back. Awesome Talk. Season 9, Episode 10 on April 10th, 2018. Let me see, where are we?
I see you, J3.
We're here. We've been here. Yeah, we're here.
Everybody can hear us. I
Hey,
see
guys.
my mom joined the chat. Eric's jumped in the chat. Melissa DeMaglio's in the chat.
Oh, Melissa.
Go. What's up, Melissa?
Brandy's in the chat. There's people all over the
Hey,
fucking
Brandy.
chat, man. We're right here, dude.
J360
is in the YouTube chat. Both of them are going at once, dude. It's fucking insane, man.
Everybody's fucking having fun.
But we're back, dude.
It's good times.
All right.
I like it. I'm having.
Clinky, my friends.
Yes.
Everything's funny.
I want to say
Everything's good. That was fucking awesome.
Great guest.
We're coming to the point where we're wrapping the show up. Okay, now Stones wants to feel like a human being, so he's gonna sit here with us.
Welcome to the bar.
Stationary,
It's almost like when your dog
camera position.
jumps up
He's
and,
got blood.
you know. Well, Ryan, when you make a point, you make a point. I just gotta give it to you. Okay?
That's all.
So,
Version of the coasters.
yeah.
Just so everybody knows, I love the bodybuilding profession. It's my favorite thing I've ever experienced in my life. I read all the magazines. I take all the
Sure,
pills.
Stones.
Alright, just go back to your
So what were you saying?
Sorry.
What I was saying
Yes.
was, I wanted to thank Eric for being here.
He was awesome.
I want to thank him for
taking
being
my
here.
shit.
Round of applause for him being
Yes.
here tonight.
Thank you.
I
No
also
round
want
of
to
applause.
thank Hatim and Stones for being here tonight.
Yes.
For filling in, because we have some missing members, man. We have a lot of tragedies going on in the family.
Yeah.
Awesome talk.
Someone has the Ebola.
And yeah,
Ebola.
man, everybody's got Ebola. That's
the
what's
new
going on
AIDS.
right now. Yeah. And
Wow. All right.
so if you
Dave
wanna
Chappelle, not me.
find more of us, go to AwesomeTalkTV.com. Go to Awesome Talk Online on Facebook, Awesome Talk TV on Twitter. And everything else that you want to see, you can see in the episode that just passed. It was a crazy episode with ups and downs and funny moments and moments that were tense and moments that were fucking this or that or the other thing, you know. And
Left, right, cats and dogs living
Dude,
together.
everything I threw at that dude.
mass hysteria.
Please end the show.
Cats and dogs
He
get
fired
married.
Okay, this is the end, I think,
He
for
fired
this
back
episode.
and it was
This is a
awesome.
good
So
time
It was
to
good.
end
Yes.
it.
He fired back
So
on every
listen,
hard question.
So
Good for
okay,
him,
so
man.
listen to me.
Yeah, that was cool.
So we're gonna close the show out now.
Yeah.
So this has been Awesome Talk, Season 9, Episode 10. Thank you everybody for watching.
Yes. Thank you guys in the chat.
Fuck you. That's awesome.
April
talk.
April 10th, 2018. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for drinking with us.
Thank you, Jay and Brady.
And Ryan and everybody in the Facebook chat and all that other shit.
Jay, I'm sorry.
Nevermore-designs.com. Thank you, everybody. That's awesome.
Is there an outro?
Yeah, there's an outro, asshole. You are the outro, asshole.
So angry.
I'll be the outro.
No, this one.
Oh yeah, time for me to go.